Good evening. I see several folks joining already. We've got a couple off in the, the waiting room. I see Andy and Dave are both here. We'll get started in just a couple minutes. Let this thing build up. Go ahead and share out the stream. We are going to have a special guest tonight, Ham Radio 2.0. Jason, KC5HWB, will be joining us. Make sure you get it shared out. Let's get as many people in here as we can. We had a awesome, fun stream last week, and I think we're going to have another fun stream and probably an embarrassing stream, at least for me anyway. So everybody stand by for that. Go ahead and get this stream shared out. Get as many people in here as you can. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. We are 1 minute away from the show. Everybody stand by. Again, if you're just joining us, go ahead and get the stream shared out. Get as many people watching as we can. It'll be some must-see TV tonight, y'all. All right, 8 o'clock straight up. Let's go. I'm sitting here reading the chat, guys, and I'm just getting tickled about it. It's going to be interesting tonight. You all asked for it, specifically Tortoise Overland asked for it last week. You are going to see me in a pink tutu at some point tonight. That's not now. You got to stick around to see it tonight, y'all. Let's go ahead and hit the chat real quick, see who's all with us here tonight. Tortoise, he's here. He's going to make sure. He's going to collect on that debt. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's here to see it. AE4IT's in the house here. Obviously, Dave's here. You'll see Dave in just a minute. Let's see here. Gary Graham's in the house. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, Gary. Andy and 0APX is here. You'll see him in a minute as well. KB5UTY. Dave, I saw you in Jason's stream earlier today. Well, it's good to see you. Glad you came over, and we'll see you here in just a few minutes. Let's see here. Rob, KB6JFL's in the house. Hello, everyone. Hello, Rob. Tortoise says, okay, let's fire this thing up. I better get full frontal. I guess it depends on how you define full frontal. Let's see here. Jordan Kurtz is in the house. KB9BPO. Ham and Cheese from Sandwich, Illinois is here. That's an interesting place. I like it. I like it a lot. W0MET. Marvin's in the house, the ham radio guy. You'll see him in just a minute. Glad to see him here. Chris says, let's see that pink. I haven't even opened the box yet, y'all, so you just get ready. Get ready. John Bublitz. Guys, let me just say congratulations to John. Did a test session with John on Monday night, and he passed his general. And I might add, He passed his general with Ham Radio Prep. Use my coupon code HamShackTV. You'll get an additional 10% off their already great prices. Congratulations, John. So glad you're here. So glad you're now a general. And he's not even Alpha Golf anymore, guys. He's done it. He's upgraded officially. Frequency Frontiers, not seen you around here before. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Leroy's in house with M&L Radio Technologies. Glad to see you, Leroy. I heard you're actually going to try to make Huntsville, so I'm looking forward to seeing you there, bud. You're going to be fine. Jason, Ham Radio 2.0 is in the house. Glad to see him. He'll be. He's actually in the waiting room, too. We'll get him in just a minute. And, yeah, I think we're all caught up. Let's bring the gang all in here. Here's Andy. He's got the fireworks going off. Dave is here.
Good evening.
KE6GAE, the Hillbilly Ham.
Real quick here, Josh, I've got a new Shack monitor install to do, so you may see me running hither, thither, and yon while the stream is going, but I will be here for a while.
Have fun. Marvin's in the house. W0MET. He actually did John's exam on Monday night, so he can attest. What a fantastic time.
Yeah, it was very good.
And then finally, our special guest of honor, Jason KC5HWB, Ham Radio 2.0 in the house. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
What's up, man?
Good seeing you, Jason.
What's up, Marvin?
Jason.
You didn't tell me Marvin was going to be here. I'm not sure I want to stick around now.
You know.
Jason, I suppose I haven't talked to you since More Expo now, have I?
Well, you've been in some chats. Other than that, I don't think so.
Yeah,
no.
some chats, but yeah, okay.
All right. Well, good evening to everybody. Glad you guys are here. We will start off with the trading post portion of the show. If you have anything to buy, sell, or trade, I'm going to drop a link down in the description, and that link is how you will join the show. You must join on camera in order to buy, sell, or trade. We don't allow any text listings or anything like that, so you'll need to join the show in order to do so. Again, we ask that you keep it on topic, all that good stuff. Yeah, if you got anything to buy, sell, or trade, go ahead and join that link. It's just like joining a Zoom call. So there's that. Let's see here. John says, thanks you to Marvin for your time taking the VE on Monday. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. I'm glad to do it. I love doing those sessions. It's always exciting to see. Part of being a VE is always exciting to see new people pass their technician, their general, their extra, or just even taking that chance to say, hey, you know what? I got my general. I'm not really ready to take an extra yet, but hey, let me go just take the test to see how well I do. And I was like, dang, I actually did better than I thought I would, or something. You know, it's like, so it's always pretty impressive. It's always a fun time to hang out with the crew, with the VE testers as well. And it's good to see those people pass the test and become excited about amateur radio.
Absolutely. And we can even testify a little further about Ham Radio Prep. And I don't want to make it all about Ham Radio Prep, but this just truly amazed me. John did so well. He did a 34 out of 35 on that general.
He did.
Tell me Ham Radio Prep don't work. It worked perfectly for John. You can do it too.
John, before I ever joined the Ham Radio Prep team, I studied with their general course and did 35 out of 35, and I would not have done that without their course. I about guarantee you.
Absolutely. All right, well let's dive in here while we're waiting for any buy, sellers, or trade. I've got my eyes on that. If anybody wants to join to buy, sell, or trade anything, we're going to try to be a little bit more structured here on the show and try to keep a good flow. That way, it's a little bit more entertaining. Yeah, us. Good luck. But anyway, first thing we're going to do is just kind of a round robin around the room here. What is everybody working on? Andy, you kind of told us what you're digging at as we look at your back.
I only scratched the surface, just a little bit here. So you can come to me in a couple minutes, but yeah, I've got more.
That sounds good. Dave, what you got going on so far this week?
Well, as I talked about with you, stopped doing everything because I had to build a new computer. I had to get a new computer up and running. Still haven't got everything finished on it, but at least I got it set up for the streaming and stuff like that. A little bit more resources in the computer to be able to handle better streaming. And then I've got a project that I'm going to be working on. Got a Pi 5 that I got to figure out what I'm going to build on it with. I don't know if I'm going to do ham clock or what, but I don't know. I might watch the chat tonight, and if somebody's got
All-star.
suggestions of what I should do with that Pi 5.
No dread.
Put it in the chat.
All-star.
and maybe that's what I'll do.
Jason's telling you all-star there, Dave.
All-star.
I've already got all-star nodes, Jason.
I don't see you ever connected to my server, so I don't know.
I connect to your server. Actually,
I have seen you on there a couple
I was gonna say, and I'll be connecting my hub to your deal because I built a hub.
Cool. Good.
That's awesome. Well, let's check with Jason. I know you've been busy with Amazon just like I have. What else you got going on?
Well, I'm eating a snack right now.
Of course, we catch them off guard.
It's either
No,
a snack, a beer, or a cigar.
No, it's a protein stick. So yeah, Amazon this week. I got a couple things going next week, and then a week from Saturday, I'm going with several other guys, and we're driving up to Colorado. We're gonna do a POTA trip to Colorado. So with Kyle, AA0Z, Digital Rancher, Mike N8YO, Frank, a couple other people as well. So it'll be a fun trip.
Sounds great.
Kind of like what you did with Yellowstone.
Pardon?
Kind of like what you did when you did the Yellowstone trip.
Exactly. Yeah. Same group. There's been like we got a group that's gone to Yosemite, Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, maybe one or two other places, and now it's not the same people every time, but same effort to try to get national park adventures and that kind of thing. So yeah,
Fun. Sounds great.
yeah, should be a fun trip. So
Yeah.
watch for me on POTA, starting probably a week from Sunday, maybe a week from Monday. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Nice. You usually just stick on like 20 and 40 and 10 and
If I don't like to do 20 meters, and what I mean by that is if anything else is open, I'll be on another band. 20 meters is easy.
Yeah.
40, I do 40 at night. But if 10, 15, even 12 meters, 12, 17 meters are open, I'd rather be there than 20 meters, generally speaking. So it really just depends on the band conditions.
Sounds good. What about you, Marvin?
Yeah. I, about a week or so ago, I was working on putting that hex beam of mine up. I used for field day, and we put it on a post, and we got it set up and mounted. But then I got it put up on a rotor. Now it's getting that rotor to work. It works well with the Yaesu rotor, but it's not working well with the Green Heron rotor. So we're trying to figure that out. And I've got a early morning call with Jeff over at Green Heron in the morning to see if we can figure out what's going on and where the wiring is goofy or whatever it is going on there. But that's the big project I've been working on. I've got a Mesh-tastic, some items sitting here to my left. I'll be doing some reviews on and talking about a little bit more. So looking forward to that. I've got a relay I've been building, so hopefully I'll get that up this weekend, and we'll see how well those work, and probably getting a video on that on my channel alone. But those are kind of, I've been playing a little bit of radio, finished up 13 Colonies. I didn't quite get a full sweep. I didn't get GB13 or the TM, whatever. The TM13 COL or whatever. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Those are the only two I didn't get. I did get WM3P in, but now it's getting those addresses sent off and all the cards. It's always kind of cool to get them back. I've got a couple years of collections of those, and last year was the first collection I didn't get to finish and actually get to do, but I made a lot more contacts through 13 Colonies. I had to cut out last week because I was one of the operators for K2H, but I didn't really get to make a lot of contacts this year. I did a lot more digital stuff, and that's a little bit slower. And I was working a lot more early morning and late hours doing 13 Colonies, and so there's just not as much people around at those time of day. So that was a little more of a struggle, but it's been busy. I'm ready. Things are settled down here a little bit and actually work on some own projects, even around the house. So that's kind of where ham radio's been for me lately. So
Sounds good.
yeah, that rotor, like I said, I thought the rotor control would be a lot easier than it is, but it's nice I can get into it remotely. But I also had internet go down today on my fiber line, so they had to, I don't know if somebody cut it or whatever, but they were having some disruption of service, so as they called it. So hopefully that'll be back up tonight yet, and I'll be able to get back in there and finish doing some configuring. So we'll see. Yeah. So it's been good. And how about you, Josh? How about your ham radio week?
So not a whole lot ham radio going on. Everybody knows I'm kind of in a house situation right now and recovering from our trip to Maryland as well. But I did get to work 13 colonies, and I did get a clean sweep. With that said, I want to bring up a little controversy, and we got KB5 UTY in the waiting room for a buy-sell trade. We'll get to him in just a minute. But let me ask you guys your opinion. The rules are pretty wide open when it comes to 13 colonies. Two of my contacts, WM3PEN and GB13 Call, I got on D-Star. And I just resorted to that because I wasn't getting them any other way. I could see them spotted on 20 or 40 or something like that. Couldn't get them. Couldn't hear them at all. What do y'all think? I've been getting razzed by some of my local folks about getting them on D-Star.
I got TM13 Colonies on D-Star last year, and it was posted that they were going to be on it.
Mm-hmm.
If they're posting it, they're going to be out there, and that's where you found them. Then by all means, it's fair game. But if that was just called a rogue operator, it's like, I'm just going to go on operating on D-Star and just do it. That's another thing. But as long as they had it posted, that's where it's at. Then that's what they wanted to do. I mean, it's just another method, another mode that they're able to do it. Then good for them and good for you to making that contact is what I'd say.
Yeah, I did a good mix of single sideband, FT8, FT4, and D-Star. So, and to make things even more serious about that, they had it posted on QRZ that they were on 63 Bravo. So,
oh yeah, I mean, if they're going to post it publicly like that, yeah, I wouldn't think it would count, but if they're out there posting on and calling with that special event call sign, then yeah, sure, yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Well, Marvin, you're an operator. Is anything told you guys to not do that?
Nope, nothing's in our rules that our operators guidelines that says we can't. So I don't see that being a problem. And I've been doing it for 2 years now, so it's an absolute blast if you can do it. And I don't see why that's I don't see that's why it's a problem. If that's where it's posted, then that they've got, by all means, I wouldn't let them harass you saying, well, they posted it there. That's just they spotted themselves, then why not? So it's available.
I think that some of these guys are just like the sad hams that say if you didn't take a code test, you're not a real ham. But anyway, before I grab Dave, Andy, you hadn't got your go around yet. What you got going on?
Well,
there
can
he
you
is.
hear me okay?
Yep, we got you.
There we go. Okay, all right. All kinds of stuff, man. I got, like I said, I was installing a new Shack monitor. I've took advantage of a Prime Day deal, and so now I've got a new monitor trying to get set up right now. And then, of course, I've been packing and shipping antennas like crazy. And it's been I've been so busy I haven't even hardly had time to turn on the radio. I worked a few 13 colony stations, like 2 or 3, but man, I've been so busy. It's been a whirlwind.
So did anybody get the clean sleep except for me? I need to process right trumpet in my playlist things.
I got 12 of the 13 colonies and none of the bonus stations. K2C, I couldn't get him. He was running every time he was on the bands that I could be around the radio. He was running QRP.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
That's frustrating too. A contest station running QRP.
Yeah.
Well, one thing you guys have to realize is that some of these states, like New Jersey, may only have, call it 6 or 8 operators that they're operating for, the whole entire week-long event. Whereas you have a state like Massachusetts, we had, I think, 27 operators total. So I know one of the goals of the coordinator of 13 colonies is to be able to get some of those states that have smaller numbers of operators up, just because, with 8 operators, they have, probably lives and, things going on as well in their life that they only can work limited hours. And so when you have, a state, I don't know how many, we don't have full numbers out yet, how many, what states had what numbers, but I do know that Massachusetts had 27. And you know, I want to say, like I said, I think New Jersey had like 8 or 9. It wasn't many, and so you know, it's harder to get some of those states sometimes when they have fewer operators like that. So I didn't think I was going to get Maine there for a while because
I don't think Rhode Island had very many operators either.
No.
And I don't blame it. I don't blame it on him running QRP.
Right.
Because I know people that were getting them that were in Florida. The conditions for me when he was on the bands just did not work good on 20, especially at night.
Yeah, and not everybody has, you know, some people are probably just running 100 watts, and not everybody has the privilege of running 1,500 watts for the event. You know, I was only running about 700 myself, so you know, but I always had good signals for the most part. But and if I was running FTX, I was FT8, I should say, I was running, you know, maybe about 200 watts for it usually. So,
oh wow. All right, Dave has waited long enough. Let's get Dave in here. He's got some stuff to buy, sell, and trade. What you got, Dave?
How's it going, guys? Is my audio all right?
You sound
Sure
great.
I got it switched over correct. Perfect. All right. I got a TS2000 for sale. I bought it at a Silent Key sale, and I know I paid way too much for it, so I'm not sure how much it's worth, but somebody making me an offer, and I'll bring it to Huntsville.
There you go. Huntsville. Curiosity, do you have any buddies that are going to have tables down there or anything?
I'm going to have a table down there.
Well, there you go. You're bringing it to Huntsville anyway, it sounds like.
Well, I work with Seed Studios, so we're going to have our booth for Seed Studios.
I'm an idiot.
You knew that.
I knew that.
You were at Dayton this year. Come on.
Yeah.
I've slept about 30 times since then, but yes. Well, you'll get rid of that thing. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, so I got a picture of it, but fully operational, tested it out, played with it on 2-meter sideband and HF. It's got a desk mic. Like I said, I know I paid way more than it's probably worth, but it was for a Silent Key, so it was worth it to me. And so, yeah, I'll bring it to Huntsville if somebody wants a TS2000 in perfect working order. I got it.
Sounds good. All right. So usually the contact method, obviously I don't want anybody to give their phone number out over a stream. Are you good on QRZ?
I'm good on the Z, and it's kb5uty@gmail.com.
Perfect. I've got that written down, buddy. We'll try to get that thing sold. I'm doing better about publishing these listings afterwards. So we'll get that thing sold for you. I'm pretty
That'll
sure.
work.
TS2000 is a great radio.
Yeah, it is. I've played with plenty of those over the years. Got anything else for us, buddy?
No, that's it. That's really all I got. I'm willing to see what somebody else has got. Maybe we could trade.
Sounds like a winner to me. I think Marvin might have a flex. He might want to trade you.
That'll work.
Hey, Marvin, I'll trade you my True SDX for your flag.
no.
I'll take that one right over his left ear. Right ear.
Oh, great.
I got a few of them sitting there.
All right, Dave. Appreciate you coming in. Hey, you and I need to get together. I want to get you on so you can talk about that Seed Studio stuff one
Sure.
day. We'll get that planned out.
That'll work.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you being here.
All right, man.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye.
All right. And there we go. All right, Jason, you wrote in the private chat you had a couple things you wanted to offload.
I picked up a let's see. Get back to, do you want a picture or how does this work? I don't know.
You can screen share, you can picture, you can do.
I've got
I don't care.
I've got an unbuilt QMX kit, and well, I think I have two. I think one of them is the mini and one of them is the larger one. I have two unbuilt QMX kits, and I actually bought a pre-assembled QMX from QRP Labs at Hamvention this year. So these kits that I enjoy building kits. I'm not that great at it, but I talked to a couple people who are much better than I am, and they're like, yeah, I don't want to build that. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, if you're not going to do it, then I'm sure not going to do it. So I got two brand new in the box, unbuilt kits. I think they were like, I don't know, 150, 160 each, maybe less than that, maybe like 140 each. I don't really remember. I didn't buy them this year. I bought them last year. You can see, let's see. Here we go. So I think you can see that there, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So that's one of them. I got my name and call sign and everything down there because I was going to put them on the QRZ swap pages, and I just never got around to it. I'm not in a big hurry. And then that's that same one there, and then I think that's the smaller one. So QMX number 60 on that one, and number QMX Plus. That's right. That's the QMX Plus, that larger one, and that 4538. I don't know. Those are serial numbers he writes on the box. I don't know. So, I don't need them. I'm not going to build them, so I'm not looking to make any money on them. Obviously, I just somebody wants to make me a decent offer, I'll ship it to you for whatever you want to offer me.
1 penny. I'm kidding. All right, cool. QRZ good?
Yes, and it's just kc5hwb@gmail.
Sweet. All right. If anybody else has got anything they want to buy, sell, or trade, I'll drop the link in the description one more time, or not in the description, in the chat one more time. You just join it just like a Zoom call, and we'll be glad to have you on. Andy, I think you texted me here in the private chat and said you had something else you wanted to add.
Yeah, absolutely. So last week, or I think it was last week, whenever we were last on, I made a commitment, and I'm here to follow through on that commitment. We will be giving away if you're okay with this, Josh, we'll be giving away a 20-meter end-fed biscuit before the stream's over, because you guys helped me get over 100 subscribers on my personal YouTube channel last week. So, yeah, if you want to, I think Josh has got a system there he can pull up, and we can run a draw on. We'll come up with some word for you guys to throw in the chat, and we'll run a draw on it and give away an end-fed biscuit 20.
I forgot all about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah,
Hey, Josh.
Yes, sir.
Jacob in the chat just said he passed his extra.
Oh, we need some fireworks or something, some thumbs up. I don't know. Jacob, what a deal, man. That's awesome. That's a huge accomplishment. I wish I had the little beep thing that Ham Radio Crash Course has. I forget what that is. Some sort of a cell phone ringtone or something when somebody says that they passed their test. But Jacob, congratulations, buddy. Great job. Great job. Let's hit the chat here a little bit, catch up on a few things. Let's see here. Wisconsin Dave's in the house. Your sound effect is in Discord. Okay. Not sure what that is. I'll have to check that out in a few minutes. Good to see you, Wisconsin Dave. Thank you for being here. And guys, you can be a channel member just like Wisconsin Dave can, just like Jason, KQ4UEI is. Down below, you'll see next to the subscribe button, which you better already have that subscribe button pushed, but there's a little join button there. And we have a new channel tier, or channel membership tier this week. I've kind of restructured things. We had the technician tier, the general tier, and the extra tier. Well, I have added a fourth tier, and Jason, KQ4UEI, was already an extra. So I upgraded him to this new tier called Radioactive. That's the top tier we've got. The extra class tier is a little bit more price friendly. So if you want to support the channel monetarily, you can do that. We also have super chats available, and I have set a super chat goal tonight just for the fun of it to see what would happen. And the super chat goal is 5. I think they're orange super chats or better. Yellow super chats. 5 yellow super chats or better. Those are $10 or more. And basically what those are, or what we'll do if we do 5 super chats that are yellow or better. I'm going to ask you what you want me to do. Last week, y'all made me buy this stupid, horrific tutu crap. So we're going to do that later on, but I'll take suggestions and we'll figure out something we'll do for that. So the goal is 5 super chats. I actually got a new channel member. Well, looky there. Jason, you didn't need to do that. Ham Radio 2.0 in the house, becoming a channel member. And when you become a channel member, you know what that means? Got to play the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man. All right, let's.
We don't
Mean
have.
Gene. I haven't seen him in forever.
Gotta love Mean Gene.
Mean Gene's awesome.
Oh, that's a classic.
So we've got anyway. That's what we do when we have a channel member or a super chat. We play the clip, and actually we got to play it again because you know what? Dave's already going. Here's another 10. There's the first 10 of the super chat goal. Here we go.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone everyone has a price for the $1 million man. All right, let's...
Dave says get it started. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you, buddy. As always. Certainly do. And by the way, y'all, I do have a new clip. We talked about this last week when Tortoise did the Hundo Super Chat. I have the new clip ready. So if anybody wants to see what that new clip is, you know what you got to do. Anyway, what am I looking at here, Andy?
This is the new monitor setup. So I now have installed a 43-inch 4K monitor.
Wow.
So.
Oh, wow. I wish I had that.
They were running a really good Amazon Prime Day deal on it. So, and Prime Days has actually been pretty good this year. I know Jason's been running some good streams on that and videos. Really there's been some really good deals.
You said 43-inch 4K?
43-inch 4K 60 hertz. Yeah.
Okay. I've got two 32 4Ks in front of me right now. This is usually my
32
screen.
is good. So this is
Actually, they may be 30. They may be 35s. I don't remember. But
I saw this box after I got home and they had delivered the box here, and I looked at it. I was like, "Whoa, what have I done?"
oh, here it is. Got to do it again. Here we go. I can find money isn't everything. It's the only thing, and everyone has a price for the $1 million man. All right, let's... KJ5IZ or IZS, thank you for the $9.99. Appreciate it, Jacob. We should be paying you. You got your general or extra. Sorry, extra. Sue me, I got it wrong.
That's great, Jacob. When did Jacob get his extra?
Did he say? I don't remember.
I think he was doing it tonight.
So wow!
Just passed it. Oh, that's awesome.
He said he just passed it. I don't know if that means just now or
just great work, Jacob.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, Andy, in your Discord, he said that he was doing. Yep, he was doing it tonight.
Oh,
that's
did he say
awesome.
something in my Discord? Whoops.
That's so awesome. All right, update on the goal. We are 2 out of 5 away. We need 3 more, and then we'll take the suggestion on what we'll do next week special. And y'all are making up for Jason not being here. Not Jason 2.0, Jason KQ4UEI. Jason, you don't know this, but the other Jason, he comes in here. He just drops super chat after super chat after super chat just to see the freaking clip. I don't argue with him.
Yeah, I got a guy who does that to me. So every time I get a nasty beer, I'll bring in like a pickle beer sometimes, and usually on the happy hour. It'd be like every time I get a super chat. And this guy, TC Fitz, he comes in there and does like 99-cent super chat. So I got to take a drink every time. So he's a sadist, but I love him. He's great.
So do you stack your 2 32 inches, one on top of the other, Jason?
I do. Yeah, I have it like that. Now, I had them side by side for a while with the camera in the middle, and I got tired of not being able to see what's over here, and it was blocking this light over here. So I have them like this now. Yes.
See, I've got mine here and here, and that's why I'm always like looking this way. Like I'm not looking right at the camera because my monitor's over here where everybody's at, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there's my camera right there. Obviously, I've got actually another camera right here that's not on right now. I got a camera there, and then here and there. I keep the chat, and the actual live stream that I'm watching on YouTube is right there, but the StreamYard is right here.
Right.
So I mean, once you start live streaming on a regular basis, and then the first time you do it with 2 monitors, you never want to go back.
Oh yeah,
no!
I've got 2 32 inches, one on each side here. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go anything smaller than 32 ever again. And they're curved, and so they're. I mean, it's like perfect. Just kind of encompasses you as you're sitting, which is really nice. So
I know a guy who's got one curved monitor, but it's one of those ultra wide ones. It's like 48 or 52 inches wide.
Yeah.
And it's the same height, and it's just like double wide. And he puts a webcam right there in the top. He connects a webcam to the top of the monitor, so he's always looking right there. But his monitor's like on both sides, and I'm like, that's what I'm trying to do.
I like those ultra wides, but what bothers me about those is like if you try to full screen something, then you got these huge, big black. Yeah.
I like the dual monitor setup because if I ever need to go full screen, which is rare, I usually go full screen when I'm trying to make sure something's in focus or make sure that my framing, my clipping is correct, but I don't have to full screen that monitor. I can only full screen this monitor. And then turn it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one monitor was a little bit of a pain. I like the two monitor setup better.
I've got two 24s. In fact, that's what I had sitting here, and I'm going to put them probably both back up. But I wanted to get a nice big central monitor, and then I might put like one on the wall for the radar and one, just do something else with it, but for the weather radar and what have you.
Well, and I do a lot of storm tracking. That's one of my big things. Obviously, I have WX in my call sign, but a lot of times I will stream and do analysis of the Hurricane WatchNet and hurricane situations and things like that. And yeah, it's a lot to look at. Greg, good to see you, Greg. Glad he's here. I'm going to start using a teleprompter and put the chat in it so I never look away. And it's interesting. The reason I wanted to pull his chat out and highlight it is because I found something today. NVIDIA has a new broadcast software. It's called NVIDIA Broadcast, and apparently it's somehow it can use AI to change your eyes to where you're never looking away from the camera.
Goodness. Oh my gosh!
Even I could be looking over here and it'd still have me doing this. So unfortunately, I'm not a Windows guy. I'm a Mac guy. I know some of you hate that, but it is what it is.
Absolutely, love my Mac.
I don't think
Mac
it. Awesome. I don't think it could work.
I was staunchly a Windows guy, but man, I got a hold of a Mac, and oh my lands, I can't hardly abide my Windows laptop anymore.
I'm not a Mac guy, but I'm also not a Windows fan. The only reason I use Windows is I've got some software that I have to have Windows for, because I got a couple other computers that I'm building strictly Linux.
The only reason you use Windows is because it's not Mac.
Right.
So for me, I'm all Mac, but I do have a Parallels account with Windows 11 on it, and that is solely because there's just so much ham radio applications that are Windows only, specifically ham radio Deluxe. I use it. The primary use for that is my, the Digital Master 780 software.
Exactly.
But there's no better option out there. I mean, some people will argue with me about FL Digi. I've tried the FL Digi over and over and over again, and I can never get it to work. Not like I can 780.
Yeah, FL Digi is pretty good, and it does work if you can get it set up, but it's a struggle to figure it out. So
I spent 16 years working in IT call centers, service desk, and Mac people were the worst. Now, having said that, the type of Mac person that calls the service desk is not a super user. Okay. They want to tell you how great their Mac is, and then when you tell them to click on the terminal or go to the spotlight, they have no clue what you're talking about.
No, they have no clue.
And I'm like, dude, if I know more about your Mac, you need to stop preaching to me. Seriously. Okay. So, and I've been working with Windows for 25 years. I can do anything to a Windows box that needs to be done. It's not hard. It's easy. And 98% of all your software works on Windows. And I don't have time to fight with the computer. I'd rather use the computer for what I actually want to use it for, rather than try to get crap to work on a Linux box. If I could snap my fingers and make everything work everywhere, I would get rid of Windows and install either Ubuntu or Mint or both and never use anything else. But that's not life. So
Nope.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Windows, because it's the easiest one. It works the best. It works with the most things, and I know. And if something fouls up with it, it's easy to fix. So
for me, I think everybody knows not just the YouTube channel here, but I work in video production, and in my workflow, I primarily use the Adobe suite of products, especially in my everyday professional work with the university. That being said, the whole reason I got led to Mac, at one point, I hated Adobe. I hated it. I thought it didn't make any sense. It's clunky, all that good stuff. And I think we talked about this a little bit the other day on our group chat, Jason. But I was a Final Cut Pro guy, which is Mac only at the beginning, and that's why I went all Mac. But I've just kind of stuck with it. I found with video production, it's just the most stable. Macs are for whatever reason.
Built for, and that's what a lot of the major production companies will use a Mac for, just that purpose.
Right. So, right. I mean, originally that's what you desktop publishing guys, videographers, video editing.
All use Apple.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what it was. But I love Adobe. I've been using Photoshop since like the Photoshop 7 or 8 days. And I'm not as versed in Premiere as I am in Photoshop. And I've always loved Photoshop. I tried GIMP for a while, and all of the keyboard shortcuts are different. And I'm like, this is stupid.
GIMP's awful.
I didn't like it. I mean, it was
awful.
The software itself was okay, but I'm just so used to shortcuts in Photoshop on my keyboard and nothing. I mean, it has those, but they're all different. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not learning this freaking software again. So I subscribe to Creative Suite every year or so.
Do you use Premiere Pro when you're editing your videos?
Okay, I hire an editor, and 98% of my videos that you see are done by someone else. But yes, when I do my Friday shopping videos and some of my vlog style videos, I will edit those myself, and I use Premiere. Yes.
Do you have problems with it crashing a lot?
Never.
That's the one thing I've heard is when you start layering effects in Adobe, I've heard a lot of things about it crashing and carrying on.
Crashes.
I think that's one of the reasons. A lot of people say DaVinci Resolve is
absolutely
better.
Now DaVinci Resolve is supposed to be really good. I've never used
DaVinci. I love DaVinci, but
I love DaVinci.
I've heard very good things. I've never used it. I don't have anything bad to say about it because I don't have anything good to say about it because I've never used it. But I know a lot of people. I mean, Frank and Rob and Mike, K&D Mike, and several other guys, they use DaVinci and they all really like it. I'm sure it's good software. I've no doubt.
We've got it available for the iPad now, which is really nice.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've been Adobe ingrained so long that and Adobe works great on a Mac too. So Adobe is multi-platform, just like every.
I
like
use some Adobe products, but I have found.
No, I've never had a problem with crashing. I built my computer. The three computers I have is this one you're watching now, this one behind me, which that's the oldest one. Basically, all I do with that one anymore is run Smart SDR Flex Radio, and then my computer upstairs in my office. Now that one's got problems because once you get here's you want to hear me talk bad about Windows for a minute?
Please.
Once Windows gets to a certain age, it basically just craps the bed for it just kind of slows down and takes forever to do everything. Does not blue screen. If you have a blue screen problem, it's 2025. If you have a blue screen problem with Windows, you have a hardware issue.
Yep.
Not a Windows problem. 99.99% chance you've got a hardware issue. So my computer upstairs, it's never blue screen on me, but I built it like 4 years ago and it just needs to be backed up, wiped, and have Windows reinstalled, and we'll speed it the hell up. But it's got 32 gigs of RAM and like an 8-core, I think, 3.4 gig processor, which at the time, again, it's 4-5 years old. And when I built it,
what processor is it?
It's I typically always use AMD. It's a Ryzen something. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've got I've got AMD Ryzens in all three of my desktop.
AMD's pretty good.
But I mean, I just need to wipe it and reinstall Windows and it'll be fine. But because Windows just, it gets too long in the tooth and all that ScanDisk defrag crap that you can still do in Windows if you know how to get there. It's just forget it. Just back up your stuff, wipe it, and reinstall it. It's better. But
if I ever decide to get back into Windows, I would probably like to do something like custom PC building because you can max out all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm just gonna do like a buy a box and it works, Mac just the new M series chips. I can't speak for their Intel systems. But the new M series chips are just unreal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely insane.
PCPartPicker.com. Okay. If you want to build, used to be back in the day, PriceWatch.com, which I don't think is around anymore. Used to go there and price out motherboards and price out CPUs and CPU fans and memory and all that. I don't know whatever happened to PriceWatch.com, but PCPartPicker.com, and they sell Macs. It's not just By the way, here's a I forget the word. Okay, here's here's something that I don't like. Okay, a PC is a personal computer. It's not a freaking operating system. So you Mac guys, stop calling Windows a PC because your computer is also a PC. It's a personal freaking computer. Unless you're driving to work and using a mainframe, guess what? You're using a PC. Get used to it. Okay, seriously. Anyway, so PCPartPicker.com, they sell. I don't even think they sell You might be able to buy Windows and operating systems there. I don't even know, but they sell hardware, primarily it's just hardware. So you can buy Mac stuff on there. You can buy Mac hardware on there if you want to build a Mac or something. It's not as prevalent, but you can buy stuff like you can buy fully built systems, and you can buy laptops and whatnot. So, but if you want to build yourself something, you go out there, pick out your motherboard, pick out your CPU. It does this compatibility check on the left-hand side, so it tells you yes, all these parts will work together. Make sure it's the same socket on the CPU and all that stuff. It works well.
I just want to circle back to one thing you were talking about, Adobe, Photo Suite or whatever. And it's like, I think Adobe Photo Suite, I think it's a great product, and you're right, it's cross-platform, but it's the $ of having to pay for that monthly or yearly. Yeah. Adobe is very proud of. So using something like a DaVinci Resolve, which is free and still has a crap ton of features and availability of things that you can do with video editing, that it's like that works for me. Like I'll keep it on the cheaper side of that.
I tell you what, there is it's still a subscription, but there is a guy on YouTube that does this whole training course. How to I can't remember it's a filmmaker training course. Anyway, I can't remember what his YouTube channel is. I'm trying to remember. If I find it, I'll drop it in the chat. But he has a system set up where if you purchase one of his courses, he's got some really affordable courses. If you purchase one of his courses, then you can get a student discount for Adobe for like indefinitely. And it's like $20 instead of $60. So
wow.
Yeah.
It's a huge I mean, I work in academia. That it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see here. Just checking the chat. We're still 3 away from the super chat goal, so guys, keep those going. I thought this was funny a minute ago, and Jason, you saw this yourself. N1 JUR Imagery Radio says at Ham Radio 20. You, sir, just dated yourself. Mainframe. You got to say your favorite machine was a dumb terminal. And Jason said,
well, damn straight. Because, hey, you know what? Eric understood that term. So what's that say about him? So he knew he didn't say mainframe. What's that? No, he knows what a mainframe is. Don't let him lie to you.
All right. So let's see here. Marvin, you had a topic suggestion tonight, and I really like that. The POTA Support Your Parks. Go ahead and pick that up while I go pick up the tutu and get ready.
Fair enough. So we've got Support Your Parks weekends coming up July 18th and 19th, if I remember my calendar dates correctly.
That's right. That is.
So I was kind of going to do the round robin and kind of see if anybody was going to. Yeah, it was maybe it's the 19th and 20th because the 19th and 20th is Saturday, Sunday. But kind of curious if anybody was going to go out and do anything for any activations during that time and doing a little supporting your parks weekend. So kind of looking to see what that looks like. I think I'm going to try and go out and do something. I may get into Rhode Island this weekend. I made a deal earlier today with somebody, and so I want to run over there on Saturday. So maybe I'll get Rhode Island. That's one of the few states I have left to do for POTA in the Northeast area, and then everything else is out towards like that Colorado and Montana and Wyoming area I need to go get. But so yeah, just curious what comments in the put your comments in the field there and what you're gonna be doing for Support Your Parks weekend. And start with Dave up there. He's been quiet for a little bit. You gonna do anything, Dave?
I'm not gonna travel, but I'm probably gonna go activate some local parks around here. There was a couple that I got added to the parks, and somebody put it out to somebody else that is retired. He actually was in the chat here. So he beat me to him and activated him first. But that's what I'm going to do is just go out and activate some local parks here. Actually, I think Jason went down and activated one of them. I know he went to Springfield Nature Center when you came to Moore. And you guys went down to Crichton Access. Crichton Access is the one where I'm going to go activate this.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah, Kyle and Shane and I actually did that that first one. What is some kind of wildlife preserve or whatever it was? We did that one 2 years ago at Moore.
Right, so, you're talking about the trail. I can't remember the name of it, but
no, not the trail. We did the trail. We did a trail last year. So there's one that's I can't remember the names of them either. There's one that's a nature preserve or a wildlife preserve or something, and you just pull up and it just looks like a building with a parking lot. So you just set up on the back of the car. We did that one 2 years ago. Shane and Kyle and I did that one 2 years ago. And then last year we did a trail.
Right. That's where Bill got his first one. First POTA contact.
That was Freddie Mac did his
Freddie Mac, I mean.
Yeah, Freddie Mac. That was his first POTA activation. And then this year we went back to, and Kyle had forgotten that we had done that wildlife preserve or the nature preserve, whatever it was. So we went there, and 2 or 3 of the guys activated who didn't have it. I did not. And then we drove over to the beach access or whatever it was to a different POTA entity and activated that.
Yeah, the one you're talking about that you've done 2 years before, that's the Springfield Nature Center. It's one of our conservation. It's one of our NBC conservation places.
Yeah. Yes, that one.
Wisconsin Dave says he'll be operating in a non-POTA park Saturday for their club picnic. So
need to move the club picnic to POTA park.
Yeah. What's going on, Dave? Come on now.
Yeah. Jason, I think that's about a week and a half or so from now, maybe 2. Will that be your weekend? You guys are going out to support your parks?
That's
or was it the week after?
We hadn't really planned that. No, we'll be driving from Texas to Colorado that day. We leave Saturday afternoon and the 19th, and we'll get there Sunday midday-ish, something like that. But I have HF in the truck, so we'll probably be hunting some parks while we're driving from here to there. But yeah. But by the time we get there and get set up and everything, the UTC day will probably have ended.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see.
For sure. Andy, you need to get out and get a park in or no?
I was thinking about it. I've been wanting to get out to a park. That's probably the perfect weekend for me to go. I've got a lot of parks around me. You know, Dave knows there's several around this area for sure. In fact, a few weeks ago, I put in a request, got one added up at Phillipsburg, and I got there like the next day or a couple days later, something like that, and started into my activation, and this car pulls in. And I told my wife, there is no way that's a ham operator. It's too early, and there's not enough of them around here. And sure enough, a ham showed up with his POTA hat on. Thankfully, he wasn't activating that day. He was just coming to scope out the area. So I got the first activation. I think he activated the next day. He lived out of state. Funnily enough, he lived in Arizona or something. But he was just coming down. He had family or a friend in the area and was going to come down and activate some parks, and just happened to be that weekend. But yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to going out activating the park this weekend. We'll see how next weekend. We'll see how the schedule goes.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I activated my way back from Wisconsin to Massachusetts last Sunday, and just this past Sunday. It was a Sunday morning, and it was about 9 o'clock or so. And I was kind of surprised that there wasn't a lot of activity, for a few hunters and stuff out there on a Sunday morning. But I ended up with only one contact, and I was 590 into Michigan, so I had a good signal. It was pretty hot and humid out already that morning. It was about 85 degrees, but on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. But I worked for about 45 minutes, and I had one contact. I'm like, all right, well, I'm done with this. I got to get on the road and get going. But hopefully I'll get out on that Sunday or Sunday afternoon or that Saturday morning and do a little activation myself. Like I said, I got Rhode Island left to do in this Northeast area. So, but I know I'm going to be going the first weekend in August up to Maine and hitting another park activation then. So it'll be fun. I haven't done a lot of parks in the Northeast here, unfortunately, but always great to get out and do once in a while. John,
I'm a long way behind all of y'all on states activated. I mean, I literally just got into messing with POTA lately. Especially since I put the 7100 in the truck. But so far, I've activated Ohio. I got 2-3 parks in Ohio during Hamvention. Which you were mentioning a park that was a building and a parking lot. That's funny because I kind of there was 2 of my activations in Dayton that kind of made me feel weird about. One was the little one, Jason, I don't remember the name of it. You can probably tell me, but it was the one right down the street from the fairgrounds. I don't remember the name of it.
I don't remember the names of most of the ones I do. Was that the one that everyone stayed at? or there were a lot of people staying at?
Was that the lake?
No, this was some sort of brand new building. They were just finishing it.
Yes. Yeah. That was some sort of wildlife management or land conservation area or something. They were building a new building, but if you look back, it's actually been a POTA entity for a couple of years. It was first activated a couple of years ago. So, but they were built. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to activate that one.
It felt weird to me because you're just sitting in a parking lot, just like you're sitting in a business Starbucks or something down the street. Right. And then I had another one. I don't remember the name of this one at all, but I literally told GPS to take me to the pin on the map of where the park was identified. And I literally was in the middle of a subdivision under construction. But I still counted it. It still showed up in the POTA database. But
that's all that counts.
But I've got a couple of the 3 activations in Ohio, and I think I have like 4 or 5 here in Tennessee now. But I need to start working some more next week. So the Support Your Park weekend, that's next weekend, right?
The 18th, 19th, and 20th. Yeah.
And there is a chance, and I don't want to say this too loud because I don't want the girls to hear me. There is a chance that we're going to go down to Myrtle Beach that weekend. So, depending on what vehicle, maybe Myrtle Beach State Park's right there. I might sneak in there for a few hours one afternoon, or at least go get my 10. But other than that, probably not. Did we get around the horn?
Yeah, we pretty much did. Sorry, I just looking to see if I can find the exact weekend of this. It's either the 18th and 19th or 19th and 20th.
It's 19th. Well, it's 19th and 20th, but it's UTC day. So it actually starts Friday evening. Depending on which time zone you're in. In Texas, it starts at 7 p.m. East Coast, it starts at 8 p.m. And I guess West Coast, it starts at 5 p.m. So it's 00 UTC Saturday to like 23:59 UTC Sunday. Right. 48 hours. So it's like Friday evening to Sunday evening. Yep. Depending on what time zone you're in.
Yeah, the other thing is you talked about something going to those building sites sometimes, and there's a lot of historic sites that sometimes just have a house there and it's got a big yard or something, and that is the POTA park itself, because it's a historic site of some sort. But yeah, you don't feel like you're in an actual state or national park of any sort. It's just a historic site of some sort, and that's your POTA activation. So I mean, I've been to other POTA activations where it's like I pulled down this driveway of somebody's yard, and there's like a little gravel side, area to park, and there's this great big pasture out, and beyond that, and that was basically it's a wildlife refuge of some sort or wildlife management area, and that is that's the whole park activation as well. So it really, sometimes you wonder if you're in the right area or not. Or trying to find out exactly where you're supposed to, be can be a little challenging,
Yeah, and a lot of these POTA parks are wildlife management areas, and you just never know what you're going to find when you come out there. But Wisconsin Dave makes a point here. He says we were talking about his plans, and he's doing that club picnic thing. He says it's a county park. He wishes it was a POTA park. I kind of sympathize with Dave. I kind of wish there was a way to add parks, and that city parks and county parks could count. But I guess they're not there yet.
We've talked about that on several of my live streams. I just think it would be overwhelming, because it'd be like, you drive 10 feet and you're in a POTA spot all over the United States. So I understand why they don't have city and county parks in there. I do, and I kind of think it's better that way. But you may not agree, and that's okay. And I understand why they did it. So yeah, I understand why they did it that way. There's a lot of wildlife management areas out there.
Yeah. So. Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. I agree with Eric. What he wrote in the chat, that would be a nightmare. It absolutely would be.
Yeah.
Well, we got some of the Civil War battlefields that are POTA parks here in Missouri.
Yeah.
Maybe next year, Jason. That's where we go. Is Wilson Creek? It's not far from Moore Expo.
Okay, we can do that. So I've activated Kitty Hawk. I've activated I didn't get some of the guys that we went to Outer Banks 2 or 3 years ago, and some of the guys went after we left. They were driving towards Gettysburg. They stopped at Gettysburg and activated it. I'm like, oh, that'd be fun. I didn't get a chance to stop there though. We activated. Well, we went by Little Bighorn. Kyle and I did. We didn't activate it because it was. I think we were pressed for time that day or something. I don't remember right now, but activating historical sites like that is fun. I really, really, really enjoy that.
That would be ideal for me. I'm a history nerd, so that would be fun.
That was a fun one to do.
I've got my wife talked into going back to Hawaii. It didn't take much talking, really. She really wants to go back. And we're going to, because we were there in like 2010 or 2011. That was before POTA existed. Well, I want to activate Pearl Harbor. We saw Pearl Harbor when we were there last time. We flew into Honolulu, spent one night, went to Pearl Harbor, spent one night, and then flew to Kauai and spent the week in Kauai. So this time she wants to go to the Big Island because we've never been there. So I'm like, okay, let's go back to Honolulu and spend the night there, go to Pearl Harbor again. I want to activate it. And then we can get, and then there's 2 or 3 national parks on the Big Island, Hawaii. So fingers crossed the bands cooperate with me, but that's what my goal is for next year, probably.
I listened to Josh's podcast, both going up to Maryland and coming back from Maryland. And he talked about that exact thing being in Hawaii because he just got back from Hawaii.
Right.
And
yeah,
the bands were trash.
Yeah.
What it sounded like.
It's rough. I've been to Haleakala like 2 or 3 times. Which, if you don't know what that is, it's a volcano on the island of, it's on Maui, and you have to. It takes like an hour and a half to drive up the thing. Once you get to the top, there's one of those like stargazing observatories with the big telescopes up there. It's like, oh gosh, I don't know, 12, 15, 17, 18,000. I don't know. Look it up. Haleakala on Maui. It's way high up there. Of course, it's a soda spot as well. But if you leave really early, you get there, and a lot of people do this. You'll get there, and you can watch the sunrise, and it's freaking awesome.
That's cool.
And I actually took an IC7000 and a mag mount antenna last time we went up there, and again, the bands were. This was several years ago. The bands were trash. I think I made like 1 contact or something. So, fingers crossed, we get to do that again someday too.
I think that's one of those things where you have to, if you're going to do Hawaii or Alaska, and I debated it myself. I got Alaska activated on single sideband voice, which was great. But I think having to do like Hawaii, you almost have to be prepared to do like FT8 or something and activate just to
That's
get your
totally fine with me. Yeah. I am perfectly happy to activate something like that on FT8. That's no problem at all.
Yeah, because I think it's just a challenge to get back to the regular US. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, on 100 watts, you're going to be super challenged on that.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, in theory, you should be able to. I mean, there are hams on Hawaii and in Alaska.
Right. Oh, you can.
In theory, you could set up an invis antenna and just work the island.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I maybe that's something you could post on the POTA website. Say, okay, I'm going to be in Hawaii this day, probably on this band. Put me in your ham alert. If you don't use ham alert, you're missing out.
Right.
And put me in your ham alert. And when I start transmitting, I'm going to set up invis, and I'm just trying to try to work people on the 5, 6 islands in Hawaii, however many it is. But you can try that and see. But yeah, I have zero issue trying to activate it on FT8. That's probably what I will do, actually.
Yep.
So let me ask you this and I had this question pop in my head when I was listening to Josh's podcast. I've never been to Hawaii, but is it easy to island hop, or is it quite expensive to island hop?
It's you got to take a plane. They have Hawaiian Airlines. I think it's called just Hawaiian Airlines. That has a plane ride that's like a half hour in between most of the islands. I wouldn't call it expensive for an airplane. It's like, I don't know. One way is like $80, $100, $120, something like that. You got a family of 4, it could get expensive, I guess.
Sure.
But generally speaking, what you do is you fly into Honolulu. And you can fly into Maui. I think we've flown into Maui like twice. So my wife used to work well, she's a CPA, and she used to travel. She's still working. She used to travel a bunch. She racked up all these airline miles on American Airlines. So the first time we ever flew to Hawaii, that time we flew to Honolulu, we stayed overnight, and then we took an island hopper to Kauai the next day. When we flew from DFW to Honolulu, we did it in first class, but we paid it all with miles. Like, we didn't pay any money for it at all. And we got spoiled because the next time we couldn't do that. But a lot of times we're buying tickets on miles because we have the credit card, and she still flies some, this kind of thing. But yeah, you pretty much, I don't know if there's There might be a way to drive from a couple of the islands to one another, but as far as I know, I mean, it's going to be a long drive if you do. And they have these airlines that'll fly you to all the islands. And we took a helicopter tour of Kauai one time. That was fun. That was pretty cool. But yeah, you pretty much, if you're going to go to Hawaii, you need to decide which island you want to go to, and you pretty much either fly to Honolulu and stay for the night, and then fly to one of the other islands and stay there, or you just fly straight to Maui maybe, or you just stay in the island of Hawaii in Honolulu in that area. You stay there. But you're not going to want to try to go. Unless you've got like 2 months of vacation, you're not going to want to try to go to all the islands in one trip. I don't think. It'd be a lot of traveling, a lot of flights and whatnot.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they had some sort of a ferries or something like that went between the islands.
It's possible they do. I've never checked on that. I don't know.
Interesting.
It is. Yeah, that's one of the states I like. Probably one of the last states to activate. Like 15 or 16 left. Again, most of them are Western states. I think I've got Mississippi and Louisiana as my South ones left to do, and that's it. So
good.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, my personal goal is to activate all 50. I think I've got 32, something like that. Hold on, I'll tell you exactly how many.
About the same, somewhere in there then. So
yeah, somewhat. Yeah. No, that's not right.
I plan vacations around it.
Oh yeah. Well, and we were just. I'm going to Colorado in like a week and a half, but we were just in Colorado. My wife planned a roving trip that we drove around the state of Colorado and hit all 4 of the national parks in Colorado, and she planned that whole thing. She's like, we can go do POTA, and she activated all of the national parks as well. So
awesome.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to start looking at. Some type of mapping software where I can look at all the parks and figure out how I can go to hit like Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, and Idaho, and cover all that whole corner right in there all together and make a trip out of it. So I can fly in one location, then drive to the rest. And so like that would be really cool to do.
Ask AI to do it for you.
Yeah.
Seriously, I did that just not too long ago. I asked AI to do that for me. And it was, I went in and changed. I didn't use it. I didn't treat it as gospel. I went in and changed a few things. I was like, no, that's too far. I'll change this one here. But I would say it was probably like 85%. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
I wouldn't have thought about using AI for that.
Yeah.
But
just say, ask it to give you a driving path to hit whatever, name the states. I mean, I said all of the United States. I said, give me a driving path to hit all 48 continental U.S. and then look on the POTA.app website and put all of my put one of those sites, and I don't care, because you could tell it state parks,
right?
And it's maybe a little bit longer, but it doesn't count like wildlife management areas and all that stuff. So I was like, look on the POTA website and say, I want to stop in one of these places in every state and give me the fastest and most direct route possible. And it was fairly accurate.
Wow. Man, check it out just to play with the toy, because I love playing with ChatGPT once in a while.
Yeah,
fun. So
shoot, I have the paid subscription. I use it a lot for work, but nonetheless, I have learned in the past 6 months, I use GPT for so many things from channel stuff and titles and that kind of thing, but image creation, GPT still sucks. Let's just be real about it.
Yes.
But,
yeah.
But as far as doing research for you and summarizing things, it's wonderful. It's a great tool.
Bad. It's not bad.
Absolutely.
Looks like I need to activate 17 more states, and that includes DC. So really 16 states plus DC.
Oh, I forgot about DC.
Yeah.
Damn, let's get down there to that one. I don't want to go to DC though.
I don't either. Yeah, Arlington Cemetery would be fun.
Yeah, that
Arlington Cemetery.
That would be good. I agree. It would be good.
I don't know how I feel about that though.
About what?
About activating a cemetery as a park.
Well, I'm not 100% sure. I assume that Arlington Cemetery is a POTA spot, and if it's not, then there's probably one near it. I don't know, but here's something that, and I've looked at doing this. I've looked a little bit. So the Oklahoma City bombing memorial
yeah,
is a POTA spot, And if you go look it up on the POTA website, it says, you know, be respectful. You know, you can't go out there and set up a big ass antenna and turn your volume up loud. You know, they don't like you doing that. But, you know, go there, be respectful, maybe operate from your car. That's what we had to do at Kitty Hawk. They wouldn't let us set up an antenna. And I'm like, that's fine. We'll just operate from the car in the parking lot. We're still on the property, so it totally counted. But yeah, some places like that, you want to try to be kind of calm and reserved and quiet. But I thought about trying to put something together to do. I thought about contacting Oklahoma City bombing or the memorial people and saying, hey, I want to do, here's ham radio. I don't know if you know what this is, kind of explain it and say, I want to do an activation. If I took up a collection from my audience, we're not really supposed to pay for QSOs, but if I took up a collection from my audience and I donated 100% of that to the memorial, would you guys kind of let me do that and let me promote this and whatnot and see what they said? I thought about doing that at one point. I haven't done that yet, but I might someday.
I couldn't activate that part for the sole reason that I had friends that I lost in that bombing.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
It would be. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
How I'm going to get Oklahoma is there's a submarine up in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Me and Freddie are gonna.
What's it called?
I can't remember the name of it. I found
It's
out
not the Batfish, is it?
Huh?
The Batfish?
I don't remember the name of it.
Okay.
Freddie Mac was at the Ham Fest down there.
Okay.
And he didn't even know it was there. We're both Okies. So
Hey,
me and Freddie Mac are going to coordinate and meet up there and activate it.
Yeah. I activated, I went up there for a museum ships on the air weekend one time, the USS Batfish. It's somewhere up there around Muskogee. I don't remember where. No, it's in a field. It's not in water. They've got a memorial set up there. But they got we were inside they let you inside the submarine and sit down at the table and set up your antennas outside and run them in, and run the coax in. They've got the radio room there, but I don't think anything works on it. But yeah, that was cool to tour that. It was pretty fun.
It's the Batfish. It
is the bat. Yeah. So I've been there.
Couple of interesting chats here. Leroy from MNL Radio Technology says they do have strict rules at Arlington, so you might not be able to do that.
See, something like that, you could totally activate from your vehicle, assuming that you're within the boundaries of the. And yeah. I mean, if it's first of all, make sure it's a POTA site. The Alamo in Texas is not a POTA site for some god awful who knows why reason. It's a farce that's not a POTA site. But I kind of get it a little bit, maybe because you can't really get to Alamo property in a vehicle. You have to walk. It's not that far, but then they may look at you funny for setting up an antenna on that property. So maybe that's why they didn't do it. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, make sure it's a POTA spot. And if it's something like that, you can park in. Just operate from your vehicle so you're not setting up anything, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, always be respectful. Always be respectful of those places.
Mm-hmm.
And then John Boblitz, he's got a point. I didn't even think about this. Arlington is actually in Virginia, not D.C.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think about that either.
Yeah, as soon as I saw he wrote that message, like, oh, yeah, he's right.
Yeah. I've been there once, but it was years ago. So
Dave says he worked the aftermath. I'm assuming he's talking about the Oklahoma City bombing when he was stationed at Tinker.
Yep, Tinker Air Force Base is in Oklahoma.
Yep. That would have been quite interesting. And then M&L, Leroy says, C&O Canal starts in D.C. Not sure what C&O Canal is.
Maybe is it like a trail or something? But
perhaps.
Don't know.
Not sure either. Never heard of that one.
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard of that one either. But anyway, the point is that activating these historically significant sites, battlefields and whatnot, I enjoy that. Obviously we want to be respectful. We don't want to be bulldozers, but I like visiting those sites in the first place. I get there and I walk around for like 30 minutes to an hour or something, just kind of taking in the tours and whatnot. But then if I can activate them, I like to get those in the logbook as well.
I suspect, I don't understand why anybody might want to activate this. It's hard for my brain to process this, but I would suspect that the side of the Twin Towers would be a POTA park potentially.
I believe that it is. Been there. did not do POTA when I was there. It might have been even before 2017. I don't remember. But yes, I believe that it is.
Yeah. I mean, I could imagine perhaps doing a special event station there on 9/11, but it still feels like it feels weird to me.
There's a group that does that
Yep.
does 9/11 special events. I've worked them before, and they've got a call sign that starts with it's like a United Nations. It's like I think the call sign starts with UN, so you put it in at WSJTX, and they think you're working DX, but there's a special event call sign that they use that at I think they're at the site, or they're near it anyway.
You're not talking about the UN station itself, are you? 4U1N or
and I think that and I'm pretty that one, and I'm pretty sure they've done a 9/11 special event station, or I might be getting two things confused. There's a UN call sign, but someone has done a 9/11 memorial special event station on September 11th. I've worked that station before. I just can't remember exactly what the call sign is.
Yeah.
I just Google it. 9/11 ham radio special event, memorial station or whatever. You can find it. They've done that more than once.
I guess for me specifically, thinking about 9/11 and operating at one of those sites, I have a special connection to 9/11. 9/11 is actually my birthday. So that day, other than the fact that it was the day I was born, it's a little bit of an emotional day for me, because that was just a rough experience. As I'm dating myself, but I turned 13 the year that all that happened. So you kind of got forgot that day, I
imagine.
And that was my first real exposure in life to true tragedy. And of all days, it's my birthday, so it's hard. I guess, I don't know. It would be hard for me to activate there or Pentagon or I bet Shanksville, Pennsylvania, the United 93 crash site would probably be a park too, because they did make a memorial out there.
It's good. I mean, you think about stuff like that, and you're right. Again, be respectful, but it's good to remember and memorialize those things and not forget the people who gave their lives not only during the tragedy but the cleanup after the fact.
Right.
So it's important to remember that. So I think these memorials they set up are, generally speaking, a good thing. So
of course,
those that forget history are doomed to repeat it.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Good point. A good point, Dave.
Very good.
All right. Well, we are plowing through the show, and we're only an hour and 18 minutes in. I do want to acknowledge a few folks. No one wasn't able to be here tonight in N8 NCR, and Jason Lockwood, KQ4 UEI, wasn't able to be here either. So shout out to those guys. Appreciate them. They're usually with us on Thursday nights. Do want to shout out channel members, and I'm going to stop the banner so I can read them off. In our technician tier, Ham Radio 2.0, of course. Now, Soul Studios, KO4DDG. He's the longest lasting channel member. He's been here since the beginning. Berwin Rogers, Colin and VK, who I've seen in the chat. Good evening, Colin. Glad to see you over there in Australia. Ham Radio Crusader and Wisconsin Ham. Appreciate those guys. In the general class tier, Tortoise Overland. Appreciate him. We don't have any extra class channel members yet. You could be first. Hit that join button down next to the subscribe button. And then finally in the radioactive tier, Jason Lockwood, KQ4 UEI. Appreciate those guys. And we have yet to hit our super chat goal, guys. So we won't let that run until the show is over. Actually, no, we failed it because I set a 30-minute timer. If we do 3 more super chats, I'll still honor the deal. But anyway, that's that. The next item on the agenda, and we're getting...
Josh, just FYI, the 11th site in New York is not a POTA site. So
is it not?
Okay.
No. I went and looked it up, and I'm just looking right at the World Trade Center, and there's some things around it, but not its site itself is not listed as a POTA park.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Curiously, though, is two places that I would wonder about, and I guarantee one of them is at least the Statue of Liberty. I bet is because that's a national park, I believe.
Yeah, but it's hard to get over there and activate. You got to make sure you get permits and everything to activate it. From what I understand, it's a pain to get over there. If you don't have the permits and they see you set up with radios, you're gonna have all kinds of hassles.
Wow.
The other one I would be curious about is Central Park. Now that's a city park though.
So Central Park does not have one, but Ellis Island, Statue of Liberty, Colonel's Row, which is another island out in that whole area, is all out there. There's a Liberty State Park that's out by that's how you get access to Ellis Island. Those are all POTA activations, but Central Park is not.
I wouldn't think Central Park would be, since it is a city park, but
right,
you never know.
But just like all the other parks where guys have problems with Ellis Island, I'll bet you if you reach out to them first and get your permits, I bet you wouldn't have no problems.
Yeah,
it's probably also an islands on the air activation spot.
I bet it is.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Josh, I got to go, buddy. I appreciate the invite, and you guys have fun. And let me know if you want to do this again sometime. You said every Thursday, right?
Yeah, every Thursday. Every Thursday. And you're welcome anytime. Just let me know when you're available.
Yeah. We'll see you one of these days.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Y'all
appreciate it, man.
Good seeing you.
All right. And there goes the the watcher count. No, we've got a good number in here tonight.
I guarantee you there's somebody that's not leaving because you got to do something, Josh.
Hey.
Dave, you had to say it.
It's right there. It's waiting. Call your mom. Get her watching. She'll be proud.
You guys were talking earlier about planning POTA roves parks, and I don't know how relevant exactly it is to the conversation. It's somewhat relevant, but Vince was talking about Vince VE6LK on a recent episode of Ham Radio Workbench was talking about this tool he has on his website. I think he built it out of like an Excel spreadsheet. And let me grab a link to his website here. It's ve6lk.com. Trying to get one to drop in the chat. But anyway, he if you go on there to like the first section here, I don't know if I can freeze my screen. I don't know if Josh has it set up where I can do that or not. But let's see here.
You should be able to. There it comes.
Okay, can you see that? Okay. So if you go to this section right here, you can click this and it'll bring you to this. And you can grab this Potathon. No, it's not Potathon planning. Yeah, it's Potathon planning, and download that Excel file. And he's got this whole chart set up for planning a POTA rove. So you might want to check that out if you're interested.
Sweet, thank you.
Now I got to figure out how to put y'all back on camera. What did I do?
We're all gone. Sorry about that.
What did I do? Nope, that's me. Y'all don't want to see me yet.
We ought to bring Vince on sometime. I have a Canadian joke I've been dying to tell him, and I haven't had the opportunity yet. So we need to get him on here.
So I got to by the way, guys, I didn't tell you all yet, but we are streaming for the first time on Twitch tonight as well.
I just saw that comment pop up.
Well, that comment looks like a spam comment. So
yeah, probably so. But it has the Twitch logo, which is what I was excited about. So.
Facebook didn't want to go for some reason tonight. It said Facebook deleted my stream, so I said to heck with Facebook. Nobody watches over there anyway. But I figured we'd try Twitch out. I know Jason streams to his LinkedIn quite frequently. Really? I'm not streaming to LinkedIn with that freaking tutu on.
Oh, why not?
Not LinkedIn of all platforms.
LinkedIn does not seem like it would be a very high user count. But I don't know. I mean, a very high watcher count in our genre.
Actually, it's kind of surprising. I threw a posting out there once on LinkedIn, and I still get views on it like every week. So
Marvin, to be clear, I did not say in your genre. I said in our genre.
Oh, right.
No, in this streams genre. It's
Okay, gotcha.
kind of a subset of a subset here. We're I'm not sure if we're one step above or below the Ham Radio Kids Table live stream.
Hey,
We're getting there.
Josh, they're talking about they wanted to see the whole dance outfit, and
This
Fish
is
Radio
reminiscent
Live
of
said the
Sam
slippers
Walton.
too.
Nobody said anything about what is that called? A leotard and shoes. They just said a tutu.
This is reminiscent of Sam Walton. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that story or not, but anyway, look it up.
Is that tortoise there? I see. Yes, it is. Come on in here.
What's going on, boys?
Oh my
Hey, Michael. You had to do it to us, Michael. You just had to do it to us.
Hey, I wanted the whole damn outfit. He just got the skirt. What in the?
That's what a tutu is. The tutu is the skirt.
God, Wes. My daughter was in ballet. She had the little pink outfit.
You didn't say a ballet outfit. You said a tutu.
All right.
I am a man of my word.
Yes, you are. I saw it, but I don't see it.
It's not on yet. That's going to be one of the last things we do tonight.
Gotta keep people waiting on this.
Well, I mean, I lost 10 watchers just when Jason dropped, so I got to keep them hanging
Everybody
for a
got
few
nervous.
minutes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, they're nervous about the tutu coming on.
Oh, I know.
Josh, when do you want to do the biscuit giveaway?
It's your giveaway. You tell me when. You gonna do it?
If you're game, we'll go ahead and give them a keyword to throw out to go. Now, this is gonna be an Infed Biscuit 20 kit. I'll get in touch with you, or I'll try to after whoever the winner is picked, and let you pick what color you want. We've got red, we've got white, we've got blue, we've got black, and we have a red, white, and blue combo option. So you just pick which one you want. It'll be the kit. So you'll do the assembly yourself. And so
Andy, it's your giveaway. So in the private chat, send me what you want the word to be.
All right.
And while Andy's doing that, guys, I made a big announcement earlier. Of course, I'm gonna let AI make the announcement, but I made a big announcement here. I am now an official affiliate of World Radio League as of today. So that is an exciting turn of events for World Radio League. I'm really excited to be one of the first affiliates as well.
You are.
So I cannot stress to you guys enough. I love World Radio League. I think it's a fantastic product. And I'm going to let Andy one of these nights, maybe not tonight, maybe. We'll see how we're doing on time. I'm gonna let him do a little rundown with y'all of what all it does and why don't
we? I don't think I'll be. I don't know if I'll be available next Thursday, but maybe the following we can just schedule a whole World Radio League walkthrough, and
that'd be
I can
awesome.
show you some of the exciting behind the scenes stuff that we're working on there. So
absolutely, and
yeah, I saw something in chat tonight in beta, Andy.
What'd you say, Dave?
I said I saw something tonight. So yeah, exciting things are happening.
Oh yeah, very exciting things.
Another 2 weeks, you'll have probably a lot more updates out as well.
yeah. Every week, it's just about now. I will say these next couple of months, and I think I talked about this on my last live stream. We have been dropping multiple updates like weekly, but these next couple of months are going to be a little bit slower, because we're doing some major restructuring on the back end to help us crank out more features even faster. So we're going to have a slow couple of months, and then it's going to be like development on supercharged on steroids after that. So just hold on. It's going to be exciting. We're still going to be probably dropping some new things, but we're going to be doing some a major rework and have some really exciting things coming out right after that. Probably one of the first things, hopefully one of the first things to go after that 2 month stretch there is going to be desktop app. We're really excited about that, but we need to do this. We need to do this kind of structure adjustment before we get there. So
Absolutely. And guys, you can see there in the chat, and I've put it on the screen too. You just go to the link on in the chat there. Don't do it now because you'll drop off my stream. But as soon as we get done, and in most all of my videos, you'll find the link in the description of every video. WorldRadioLeague.com, and if you use my coupon code HamShackTV10, all capital letters, HamShackTV10, you get 10% off the paid memberships. And
Nice.
if you have, let me give you a scenario of why you might want a paid membership. For me, I have 13,000 contacts in my QRZ log. You do need a paid membership in order to integrate, or to import that ADIF so that your logs match.
To import that large of an ADIF. If you've got
Yes.
3,000 or less, you don't really need a paid membership. If you've got like more than 3,000, you're going to need a paid membership. But you hit on something, and we can cover this whenever we get there. But yes, integration is coming. It's like in testing right now. So if you're a beta tester, you have access to that feature in our testing environment, not in your actual log book, but in our testing environment if you want to check that out. So
yeah, absolutely. And I had a really, really good conversation with James. He's most all of you know this, but I'll clear it up a little bit. James is the CEO of Ham Radio Prep, which is the sister company of World Radio League. Guys, I can't tell you how much cool stuff is coming down the pipe for both products. So
yeah,
stick
CEO
around.
Of both companies, and we've got a great team, a fantastic team. I mean, we've got some really top notch folks working like crazy on both products, and there's some really exciting things coming. Some things I can talk about, some things I can't, but we've got some really, 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 really exciting stuff coming. So
yeah, James gave me the DL on a few of those things, so I'm kind of excited.
Michael's holding his hand up.
Yes, Michael. I feel like a teacher now.
Well, I don't gotta go. Hey, no, that explains this QSL card that I got on my email that said World Radio League, and I was like, where the heck where did this come from? So yeah, somebody sent me a post or a QSL card via email, and it totally blew my mind. What's that?
Did it have the map on it and everything?
Yeah, and I'm sitting there going, what the? I didn't know what it was. First thing I ever saw. So that explains one really cool thing. But now here's the problem. I've got to buy a stack of 3x5 cards and get a printer to print these two things out.
Actually, I can tell you one better. What you do is you have somebody create your QSL card. You create it digitally and you upload it to like eQSL or something else, and then you can just send it right back out. You don't have to worry about doing QSL cards, because I get a crap ton of emails with QSL cards nowadays. I don't get them in my physical mail anymore necessarily. I did get one just yesterday, I think, but I'm going to start going more of the eQSL route. And if you go check out Ham Stuff online, he can develop your QSL card for you, and develop however you want it, front, back, whole 9 yards, and just do a digital card. That's kind of the way to now go more days than anything else. Some people are still doing physical cards, and some people like them, but I see a lot more eQSL cards coming across now.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the days of physical QSL cards are numbered. Printing costs and mailing costs are just so high.
They are. They're getting high, and then just getting them done, and then the QSL bureaus, even the ARRL isn't even supporting the QSL bureaus directly anymore like that. So and
it's sad because I love QSL cards, physical QSL cards, and I guess you could call me a well-rounded nerd. I'm a nerd in all kinds of areas, including fine writing instruments. I like fountain pens, and so I like filling those out, and sending them out. But I've been so busy lately. I haven't had a chance. I even got these really fancy ones printed up here, but I don't get the chance hardly. These are a postcard, so they're really easy. All you got to do is slap a stamp on them and an address and send them. but I don't have I hardly have the time to reply to all the ones I get. So
just be careful, because I have the same one. If y'all have your QSL cards, you can show them off. I don't care. These are great because you're right. You can slap a stamp on them. Here's my policy. I don't initiate QSL cards because that would cost me a fortune. If you send me one, I 100% answer QSL cards though. If you send me
There's
one,
some specific ones that I would like to. In fact, I've got a contact with a guy out of Israel, and his QSL manager is in the U.S., I believe, and I want to get one from him really bad. I want to send him one. And Forrest KI7 QCF, I'd love to send him one because he'll reply to you. There's few people here and there that I would love to collect, but I can't just send them to everybody. I make way too many contacts.
yeah.
So the one thing is, I agree with some people in the chat. I love getting those physical cards. It's still kind of exciting for me to be able to see that and go, oh, cool, that's a really cool card.
Mm-hmm.
But the nice thing about the EQSL cards, I have taken that EQSL card that they've sent via email, I save it, I throw that over into my Apple Photos on my Mac, and I create a whole folder just called EQSL cards. I then take that EQSL card and I upload that into a Raspberry Pi that uses a program called DAC board. And the DAC board then takes and displays on a rotating basis all of those images of my QSL card. So you can sit there and kind of just look at them and see them, and they're over there on a small monitor on a TV on my wall over here. And that's how I end up doing it. So I don't have to worry about storing all those cards in a physical box and going, what the hell am I going to do with all these cards and where are they going to go? Because I just don't have I don't have the space for storage. I mean, I've got lots of space for storage. I just don't want to store them, but I want to keep them. So what cards I have gotten, I have now scanned and kept in a file that way instead. So
that's a great idea, Marvin. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yep. So that's why I like the EQSL cards, because I can throw them right in my Apple folder of all my pictures.
Emails
and then that automatically uploads every hour to my DAC board for a display.
That's really
Jordan has a great point. Digital picture frame from Amazon Prime Days. Before you go to Amazon Prime, I'm going to drop my special little link down in there. If you don't mind, since you heard it from HamShackTV. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this.
Mine in there. I'm the one that suggested the idea.
Well, maybe we should just all three drop ours in there.
Now, there you go. Pick a link. Any link.
Josh, do you mind if I throw a couple of personal things at you?
Please.
Number one, we've got our keyword for the giveaway. The giveaway keyword is gravy. If you want a 20-meter end-fed biscuit kit, use the keyword gravy, throw it in the chat, and we'll see who wins that kit. While you're entering that giveaway, I have a new product announcement. If you're game for me to throw it at you here first.
Real quick, let me note. I see somebody just wrote gravy. You have to do #gravy.
Oh, okay.
Hashtag gravy.
There you go. #gravy. Okay. All right. #gravy. So I've got a new product here that I think I'm going to put on the store right away. It's not on there just yet, but I think I'm getting ready to put it on there. And I thought you guys would like to hear it here first. Call sign keychains. They're just flexible little keychain here. So if you want a call sign keychain, those will be up on the n0apx.com store very soon. They're printed in TPU for those of you 3D printing nerds out there. So, yeah.
What are you doing for the fumes on that, Andy? You got it routed going outside?
For the fumes on the TPU, I've got a fully enclosed printer with a carbon filter, and I try not to think about it.
Okay.
That's funny.
Do not try this at home. I am not a trained professional, but still don't try it at home.
When he comes on a live stream and he's like, we know what the problem was.
Yeah, you found me out.
Got 14 entries so far, but 24 are watching. So we're a little over halfway there, guys. If you,
I should enter.
Come on, guys, let's go.
yeah, we need a few more in there. You got to type in #gravy, all lowercase. I don't know if the case matters or not, but just
No, I better not I better not enter because that's just helping me out. If I win it, I'll sell it to somebody else.
make your own fireworks.
Well, if we don't start getting more entries, I'm going to go ahead and enter.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, I'm going to need one for the HF radio giveaway.
Oh, go for it. Oh, you need you guys, Josh. You need a 40. So even if you do win the 20 kit, you still need a 40 one. So don't forget that.
Yeah.
See, I've already got my 40. I've got one of the original
Dave's got
40.
a 40. He needs a 20. So
I'll tell you one thing while we're waiting. I'll give it. Well, it's Andy's giveaway. How much more time you want to do it? Give it, Andy.
I'll give it a few more minutes.
All right. One thing. Last week's stream was just a huge success in all assets or aspects of it. So one thing I'm considering doing, don't hold me to it, it's not a promise, but I may do a radio giveaway once a month of some sort like that, because that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people watching. It's helping grow the channel. It's doing all the purposes that it should do. So we'll consider doing something similar monthly. And Andy, anytime you want to do this here, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm waiting on Marvin to stand up and say, well, I'm going to give away an Aurora next week.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
No, my budget, I'm not.
Oh my God, you want to know how many people you wouldn't be able to count the people who would come to the stream.
If they all became subscribers, maybe I could consider it,
Well, Marvin starts giving Auroras away. You can't say the ones in the stream aren't allowed.
I think YouTube would shut down.
Have you guys entered yet? All you guys, feel free to if you want to.
I threw my hat in the ring.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Hey, I just signed up for that the World Radio League, and I tell you what, the interface looks cool.
It is so much fun. So much fun.
Well, the globe. Here, can I share that while we're sitting here?
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second.
If we get to 21 entries, we'll go ahead and call it.
We're at 19 now.
Yeah, if we get to 21, we'll go ahead and call it. In fact, give it a minute.
It's still going, guys. As long as I have the super down on the bottom of the screen, you can still enter.
Now I am totally intrigued about this, but what my trip is the globe, which you can move around, and you can look, and you go, oh hey, who's this? Check this guy out. This guy here is just contacted.
Tell you what, Josh, let's go ahead and wrap up the giveaway, and then I can walk you guys through maybe some stuff here if you want to.
All right, let me pull his screen share down.
I will.
There
Tell
we
you
go.
what,
21. We hit it. All right.
21 on the money out of 28 subscribers. Y'all have had plenty of time. Andy, tell me to hit that button.
Hit the button.
Here we go. Let me get rid of that thing. If I can find out where I put it. Here we go.
Not me. Not me. Not me.
It's Dave!
You told me I could enter it.
I didn't think it would actually land on one of my people, though. God.
Bless America.
This might be cheaper than I thought it was going to be. Hey, Dave, you want to be at the Walmart parking lot again?
Oh my God!
You know what, Andy? You haven't pulled it down, right, Josh?
Right? It's still there, but
you can still draw again up in the corner.
It's
rigged. You know what, Andy? I'm gonna have him respin it. Me and you'll talk.
Okay.
I want a red, white, and blue.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Josh, respin it.
Go ahead and draw it again.
All right, here we go.
Watch.
Yeah,
I can't figure out where my chat thing is to get rid of the thing. Oh, wait a minute, it's not in
me,
the chat.
Not me. Not me.
Here we go.
No, this is rigged.
Guys, I promise it's not rigged.
Okay, Michael. All right, Michael. Hey, Michael, reach out to me on Discord with your address and stuff, and I will.
I'm good on QRZ.
Good on QRZ. Okay. All right.
Rigged.
Look.
Where's the hate comments? Yep, there it is.
I am
It
was only 21 entries, so.
And this program, you can't rig this one.
Nope.
No.
All right,
Oh,
let's maybe switch gears here and go move from my personal life into my professional one here.
I tried to let the guys in the chat win. You owe me now, Michael. You owe me now.
One thing I do want to make clear as we're about to transition to conversation, after having a conversation with James, we want to make it abundantly clear that N0 APX Antennas is not affiliated with Ham Radio Prep or World Radio, a total separate operation. So just for transparency and clarity, wanted to get that out there.
And for this, I'm not in any way. N0 APX Antennas has no affiliation, so it's my personal situation. So
we now welcome our next guest, Andy.
Did Michael drop?
He won and then he left. That's the equivalent of eating and running, especially when we're talking about freaking biscuits and gravy.
Oh, I'm stupid. I pushed the wrong damn button.
I was going to say, we were going to World Radio League for him.
I mean, we're still waiting on the
World Radio League and take a look at it. We'll do a really in-depth stream, but I can just walk you guys through the basics. We'll do an in-depth stream here, maybe in a couple weeks, and look at the finer points. But I can throw some stuff at you.
While you're bringing
Michael, do you want to pull up your account?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to pull up mine?
I got.
Just go for it. Go for it. You're good. Let
me make a quick comment on this, Andy, before you get going. I will say, guys, I'm an old world log for old men logger. Love the program. Yes, it's outdated, but looks are outdated, but he keeps it updated. He's constantly working on it. At More Expo, Florida QSO party was going when I had the Hammer Nixa trailer out there, and I had my radio set up in front of the trailer. I needed a log for the QSO party. I downloaded the phone app, not knowing nothing about World Radio League, and was able to set it up in about 2 minutes and start logging with this. And I never thought I'd get off log for old men. I'm now a beta tester, and me and Andy are working on a couple other things to get me hooked up with some guys to bring some other things in. I am sold on World Radio League.
Here's the mobile app with our fancy schmancy band conditions widget, logging interface. Everything. What? See that behind the band.
Yeah, you just went digi.
There's our logging interface there. Like that.
It's really
and then we have this band conditions. Okay. All right. Well, we'll look at it in the web app. Then go ahead. And pull up the web app.
All right. So what I thought was cool is you were Hillbilly there was talking about, hey, it was really easy. You can use your Google account, which is 9 times out of 10 attached to your amateur radio stuff, and you can just log in with your Google account, and there it is. And that's what I did. So, I thought it was really neat. But this blew my mind when I first saw it. I was like, "What? Check this out!"
Yep. Real time. Those are the contacts over the last few hours. Mm-hmm.
Now, but what I thought was neat is what it reminded me of is all the cyber attacks. I was like, "Oh no!" But
what about when Russia and the U.S. start with nuclear war? That's the missiles.
There you go.
But I mean, profile was granted. I don't have a picture.
See that activity map?
What's
See that activity map there? That activity map, that is like a GitHub activity map. Any of you who are familiar with GitHub, as you log, no. That's where you find all your POTA Parks, your Soda Summits.
Oh, okay. So what are you talking about here?
Activities. But if you go to your profile page,
yep,
and you go to see that activity map right there on the profile page, it says activity map.
No,
right under the 3 big buttons. Right? No. You scrolled past it. It's like a big grid full of. There you go.
Oh, this. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like a GitHub activity map. If any of y'all are familiar with GitHub, it shows each day as you log contacts, it'll have a QSO count on that day, and you can see the key down in the bottom. Fewer is grayer, and more is darker. Now, if you're a light mode fan, you can click the little sun icon up in the top corner and of the whole screen there, and boom, there you go.
Oh God, that's
Too bright for me.
Too bright. Turn it off. Oh my eyes.
Same here.
Now, if you go to your logbooks page, that's where you're going to be spending a lot of your time, is logging in there, so you can create a new logbook and or import a native file into a new logbook.
Oh, you know what? Let's see how easy that is.
Yeah, go for it.
I will say I just updated mine, pulling some stuff over from contests and different things that I've done. And the import is a flawless thing. Takes a little bit of time, especially depending on how many contacts you're trying to import, but it works flawlessly.
If you subscribe, if you get buy one of our subscriptions, you'll get yourself a founding member number. We still haven't run out of those, so you'll get a founding member number. And if you subscribe to our VIP tier, you'll get one of these fancy founding member number pins. Why is that doing a thumbs down? There we go. You'll get one of these fancy founding member pins. So
we need to talk, Andy, because I need to upgrade my subscription.
I thought about that earlier today.
Hey, our good friend Pepe, HB9 EVT, just joined the chat. He's in Austria right now. He's usually in Switzerland. So hello, Pepe. He's one of our fantastic beta users. I mean, like, he's constantly giving us fantastic feedback. So great to see him in the chat.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Andy, because I misread that. I thought that said Australia. Cool. See, HamShackTV is going international, folks. We're just getting started.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, all the streams, like he said, all the streams on World Radio League and in the beta chat, can always find Pepe.
Pepe is a good friend of the project.
Oh, logbook name. Oh, I have to.
Yep.
Just
This will actually, our system is set up to split it into multiple logbooks. So you can have like each POTA activation is a separate logbook. Each, summit activation is a separate logbook. I have mine set up where each month I create a new logbook to keep things more organized. But then you also have your general QSO manager view up there, which has all your logs in it. So that's going to take a couple minutes. You can see the little turning icon up on the top is showing you that your import's still in progress. Once that finishes and goes away, you'll get a notification that says your import's complete. How many QSOs were in that import?
Dun, 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 dun.
About 500.
Yeah, it wasn't that many.
500 didn't take too long. Now 500,000 is a different story.
Yeah, there's 900.
900. That shouldn't take terrible long. It'll take a few minutes, but anyway, yeah. If you go,
okay. So I mean, it was that easy just to download your ADI file or ADIF file from your standard log. I can see it's crunching away up here.
Yeah. You hit your back arrow there on your logbook.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, look at that.
There you go. They're starting to populate now. They'll all get in there here eventually. Hit your little back arrow there. Now click the activity log up the third tab. There's 3 tabs there in a row. There you go. That's your import. You can view it. There you go. Total QSOs. Hasn't processed them all yet. It'll tell you, give you information there. QSO manager. If you click that tab, that'll be more. If you open the QSO manager there, that'll of course be populated completely when your import's done. But that's like every logbook you have in your system will just all your QSOs will show up here. You can filter and sort.
So these are people that are on here that are.
No. This is your whole logbook. This is everything in your every QSO you've made that's in your account. Our logbook tab is split up. You can split that up into multiple sections, individual logbooks, but every QSO is in this QSO manager.
Oh, so like FTA, you can separate your FTA out, your POTA out.
Yeah, you can filter out all your FTA contacts and export them, or change something on them, or whatever.
Now with QRZ, you have the lovely little. I'm not going to show mine, but your is your API key. Will there be a connection with the API key with QRZ like
what is it?
Like log man, it's coming.
It's in the QRZ integration is testing as we speak. So beta testers have access to that. If you click on your notification bell up there, go ahead and click on that. Looks like your import's done.
Andy, on that QRZ, will that tell us whether it's been uploaded to QRZ or not, or logbook of the world? Eventually,
it will do. QRZ logbook of the world is coming. There's all your confirmed QSOs. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
See, because Vaughn doesn't upload his stuff to QRZ. Did I say that out loud? KG4.
Well, see, the nice thing about this is you're logging directly into World Radio League, and then they're all getting confirmed directly in World Radio League. So you're never
they're behind, but they do upload to QRZ.
Click that band conditions button up in the top bar there, real quick.
Where's the band conditions top? Bam. Yep.
There you go. Take a look at that.
Boy, that's a keep it simple, stupid. That's better than all that other weird stuff that you get on there.
Yeah, we wanted a very intuitive interface, and so I worked with our developers to make sure we had a really nice, clean.
Dude, that is super simple. You're like, oh, band conditions. What do I got going on here? 80 through 40.
Those bars are like green, yellow, or red, depending on how bad conditions really are, as are the words.
And you've got your A index, you've got your K, you got your SFI. You can't ask for much more than that.
Sunspot number. Yep.
Hey, click the other one button up there.
Yeah, that one's pretty handy. You can order one of these. In fact, Josh, if you want to make me full screen, I'll show you mine. There it is, right there on the wall behind me.
I've wondered what that is. That's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same band plan that's on our website there, so that you just pulled up. So, order you one of those. I think there's a purchase button at the bottom there if you want to grab one.
Yep, purchase this band. Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. There's tons of other features, and like I said, we'll do a deep dive here probably in a couple weeks if Josh's game. But
of course.
But yeah, that's kind of the.
Oh, see, now I like this.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Scroll down too. Yeah, there you go. Scroll. No, outside of the map. There you go. There's your list. And hey, pull up your logbook again.
Wah.
Yeah, pull that up. Go over to the spotting tab right beside your logbook.
You can set that just for POTA.
You can set it for POTA. You can set it for any of the clusters that we have.
So you can add a spot, and this will automatically go to POTA.
Add your own spot to the World Radio League site. We even have a POTA auto spot. If you're doing a POTA, it will send your spot to the POTA web page.
No.
Yeah, we have. And then something else that's really neat. We check out the map. Check out the map there. You'll like this.
Map view.
Well, yeah, that map too. But the one up next to the spotting tab that you clicked on up in the top bar there. That's all your QSOs.
Really?
It's the last 200 of them. You can set that to a higher number up there in the settings up there on this bar.
Move over.
You can scroll out and it should.
No, that's it. I am out. Oh, hold on. Let me do this.
That's weird. Weird that it's doing that. But we do have, I will say, some map changes coming that are in testing as we speak that should fix this problem. Some
There's my
really
5
stuff.
total Japanese calls.
Yeah, we have
That's
some.
pretty freaking snazzy.
We have some
Michael?
map customization stuff coming right away.
Yes,
it's
sir.
going to be really exciting. Click the share map. Sorry, I'm telling you to do all kinds of stuff, but click the share map.
Where the hell?
The thing I like about it too is I have the Android app
it's got a
downloaded
key
on my
at the
tablet.
bottom. It's got a key at the bottom, tells you bands, modes, and all your DX over on the side.
Now, what were you saying?
I have the app downloaded on my tablet, my Android tablet, so I can actually take my tablet out and do my logging when I'm out putting.
Yeah,
I need to get a tablet that's not broken.
The app will run on your phone too. It's getting hard for me to see my phone.
I can barely see my phone too. Don't feel bad. I can drive, but I can't read.
We're running great deals on iPads right now for Prime Day.
I don't want an iPad.
I ain't buying an Apple.
God bless.
I can't help it. Y'all are screwed up in the head.
All the time.
You know, I got something for your iPad. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But this is cool. So you can pick your mode, log contact.
It will pull your mode automatically based off your frequency. Your bandit mode will be pulled automatically when you enter a frequency.
However, I do want to note, if you want an Android or an iPad, links in the chat. It's Prime Week, y'all.
Absolutely.
I do want to remind everybody, if you're just tuning in, HamShackTV is now an affiliate of World Radio League. We've had a working relationship for a long time. Well, we just took it to the next level today. You can go to worldradioleague.com and join the fun. This, guys, I've said it. Andy will attest to this. I've said it ever since I got on the World Radio League for the first time. This is the future of ham radio software. Logging, all of it. Go check it out. Use my coupon code HamShackTV10. You're going to get 10% off their paid memberships, and that is a steal, y'all.
You know what's exciting is, I think it's this month, there's the IARU International Contester Championship. And we are, in fact, there's an IARU station just popped up on our most recent contacts board there. We are, we've got them set up with a special local system to run their internal leaderboard for that IARU contest. But this is the test run for the WRTC World Radio Sport Team Championship next year. We're going to be their official logging system. So yeah, really excited about that.
Folks, we used we partnered with World Radio League for Winter Field Day this past year, and people had a blast and we had a crap ton of people that were using World Radio League for Winter Field Day, and they keep developing with new state QSO parties and other contests all the time. So they're keeping updated with what's going on for sure on all the different contest or activity special event stations. So go out and use World Radio League. It's a great software. I've been founding member myself and been using it for I don't know now. It's probably been not far from inception. So,
and guys, here's the pricing. Thanks for pulling that up, Michael. The basic paid plan is $3 a month. That allows you 10,000 import contacts. If you do the premium, which that's what I'm on, you get 300,000 contacts. That's only $5 a month.
300,000,
right?
And then VIP. That's unlimited imported contacts, guys. This is truly the future of ham radio logging. If you've been to
really nice discounts for our store too. So if you want the band plan or something, you get some solid discounts based on your subscription level, and you get a VIP pin if you join the VIP tier.
That's true. And the other thing too, I know pretty much everybody watching has been to a field day, and I don't want to knock N3FJP. It's a fine software. I've used it for many years.
We integrate with it.
Yeah, and they integrate with it.
Our cat control software will stream from N3FJP, from WSJTX, and from N1MM. So,
but
nice.
Let's be real about N3FJP. The Windows 98 called Monster Software back. This GUI is beautiful. The way this is set up, the GUI is beautiful.
You are awful.
I mean, it's true.
I tell you what, the customer support from M3FJP, if I had a problem or if I needed to modify something, I email them, they email me right back, or I made a phone call, and I have learned how to custom set my pages for the different logging. I like it.
They might not have changed the form.
Stick around for the stream 2 weeks from now, because I'm going to show you customization like you've never seen customization. And if you ever do have a problem, reach out, Brad, me, one of us will get back with you right away.
Andy, I have a question.
Yeah.
Now, this import limits. Now, is that 10,000 total contacts, or is that 10,000 at a time contacts?
That's if you're importing, that's total. If you're direct logging, you have no limits, even if you're on the free tier.
Okay, so
all of our basic logging stuff has no limits. But if you're importing contacts, you've got a total cap of
10,300 or etc. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Yep. That was a question that I know somebody probably popped up in their brain.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this, because it's gonna, when the desktop drops, it's gonna have SQLite as the back end, so it'll be real easy to create a SQL database, MySQL database, and connect to the World Radio League, and you can see all of your contacts in your personal database in World Radio League.
Yeah.
Don't you might want to pull that down if you're going to be entering card information or anything.
Yeah, I know.
It's got your card number pulled up there already.
Oh, it's just my last four. It don't matter.
But no, you can customize your logging, your interface, what fields you have pulled up. The color,
hang on, Andy. Before that screen changes, I do want to show everybody right there under subtotal. You see add promotional code. That's where you're going to enter HamShackTV 10.
Yeah, and I just screwed that up. Thanks, man.
I'll trust Andy to fix that. But Dave also asked, are you looking to integrate with HRD like QRZ and instant log entries? We know QRZ's coming. What about HRD?
QRZ's coming. HRD, we hadn't given it a lot of thought yet. That's probably something that's going to come after the big integrations. QRZ, LOTW are going to hit, and we'll be looking at some of those others. Yeah,
Andy, HRD will do the same thing as Win for Yasu, Win for ICOM, with a COMOCOM port like we're already working on.
Yeah, nice. Well, we'll definitely be looking at that. You got your founding member number, Michael. That's great. That's fantastic.
1840. I wanted 1776. Damn it.
That'd be a good one.
All right, fellas, we're over 2 hours at this point. So
hey, look at that.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's pretty.
So, but yeah, we'll dive into this next week, but or a couple weeks from now. But you can customize your logging interface, the color theme of your logging interface. You can customize. You're getting ready to be able to customize your map, like beyond anything we've ever had before. It's going to be really, really nice. So
sweet.
Yeah, keep on the lookout for all that. We've got stuff coming all the time. Well, there you go.
Super exciting stuff. I can't wait to see what's coming.
From FT8, what is the logging software that goes next to FT8?
Grid Checker.
Grid Checker. Is Grid Checker going to be
that's going to be part of our that's going to be part of our next phase of integrations. Whenever we do the desktop app, we're going to be working on stuff like COMOCOM, Flex radios, Grid Tracker, all those virtual port kind of things. We do have a current workaround for Grid Tracker. Reach out to Brad in the community. He's got all the details on that, but that will become easier over time. So
yeah, because I mean, Grid Tracker was pretty easy to set up to integrate to QRZ. So I was like, okay, cool. What about this? That would be cool.
Definitely.
It's like I said, there's I haven't gone full blown because I'm part of the beta guys, so stuff's still being worked on. But as soon as the desktop app comes out with SQLite, I can just about guarantee you Log for Old Men's going away.
What's going away?
My because I use Log for Old Men, and I've used it for a long time.
Is that Logbook of the World?
No, it's called it's Log 4, the number 4 OM. It's Log for Old Men.
Oh, I've never seen that.
It's another very antiquated software out there.
I guess I'm not old enough.
Hey, Josh, it's not. It might have an old Windows Form look, but just like in 3LJP, they're constantly doing updates to it.
Well,
they're not going to rewrite the whole front end.
But here's my thing with this, and we'll get ready to wrap up because I got something to show y'all here in a minute.
No, you don't.
So I had some really good conversations with James. For those of you just joining, he's the CEO of Ham Radio up in World Radio League. We both have similar visions here when it comes to the way things would look. James is pretty young, like I am. Andy's young, and a lot of us, whether we want to admit it or not, an old form-looking Windows 95, 98, whatever type product, it's not really appealing. It's not pretty to look at, especially when it doesn't have a dark mode like World Radio League does. My eyes bother me looking at bright screens. So that's why I think this has got a leg up. The GUI matters more than most people think.
I'm looking for somebody.
Well, I'll tell you this, Josh. I might be an older guy, but I'm glad to see people updating programs like this.
Yes.
That's part of why I'm moving to World Radio League.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, a lot of things they're doing, just like the contest stuff. I don't know how. I know Marvin's probably been using it. I've been using it.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you go to the contest tab and click on it, it shows you upcoming contests that have already been set up. 13 Colonies was part of World Radio League. So when it comes up and you bring it up, it shows you exactly what you need for World Radio League to put in there.
Brad's been working like a maniac getting those contests put together. Brad and one of our developers, named Surfbell. Sometimes he pops in the comments on some of our live streams, but yeah, they've been working like crazy on those, doing fantastic. And then
Michael,
job.
when you go back to your logbooks, like when you do a 13 Colonies, and I've done several of them already, I'll go back to my logbooks, and those are each in there.
Those contest logbooks, yeah, after you enroll in the contest, yeah.
Right, but then when I go to QSO Manager, all of my logs are in that one deal to where I can export
every contact,
my logs out of that contact in the QSO Manager to upload to QRZ right now.
Michael, on the far left, you see that button that says contest. Click on that, just so everybody can see what we're talking about here. Now, this is where you would join any contest that's out there.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's super, super easy to deal with.
And we're updating these over time. We're continually adding more. So, yeah.
I haven't looked. Is Route 66 on there yet, Andy?
I don't know. It's great. Can you scroll up there, Michael, and see if Route 66
I
is up?
I don't see it on there yet.
Okay. I may send a message to Brad in Slack and make sure he gets that added on there.
Yeah, because that'll be coming up here in September, I believe.
Yep.
What's really cool is how I found Marvin with the who's near me. What hams are on this that are near me that if you say, and is there a way to like reach out to them, say, hey, you want to do a POTA together or something like that? Yet, maybe.
Andy, he's talking to you.
Sorry, say that again. I was messaging Brad about the Route 66 contest.
Focus here, focus.
Holy yeah. I forgot how the hell to get back to where I was.
You want to know if you could message others near you from directly, Andy.
Oh, message others near you? Well, yeah. So the easiest way to do it would be to pull up somebody's profile, and then either send them a message through the community, or we have a new show email button on your profile. Where you just show their email address. So if you pull up their account, Find somebody. Yeah. You got your show right there. You got your show email and your send message. If you click show email, then somebody can send you an email. If you click send message, it'll pull up the community, the World Radio League community page. And
that page doesn't exist or it's private. It popped up. It popped up. This is that, you know, like if I wanted to send myself a message, it showed up. Oops, that page doesn't exist or it's private.
See it on your screen there. Maybe click the community chat button over there. You may have not set up your community account yet, or ported your account over to the community yet. There's a community chat.
Where's that at?
On the left hand side.
On that same list on the left hand side. There you go. Does it? There you go. Now you got it.
Very cool.
Now you got it ported over there. Okay, so now that button should work for you. Pull up your. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I could pull up your account right now. Send you a message in the community.
Yep, there it is.
There you go. Yep, there you go. You can do a direct chat or a direct message, and
just one more social activity to keep track of.
Michael, you do a lot of POTA, don't you?
No, I actually just started.
Try this for POTA. It is like it is an amazing experience. Just try World Radio League for POTA. Just try.
Okay. Because I use Polo, and I figured out how to use Polo and how to actually change my log. Thank God I could figure that out.
We have it set up to where you can add multiple parks to your activation, like as tags. So if you want to just create a new POTA logbook, you can start adding those to your activation as tags. If you're doing like a multi-park POTA activation, like a 2-fer or a 3-fer or something.
This is pulling from the POTA website right now?
That is live POTA spots. If you change your filters, you can show spots from WWFF, SOTA. We got multiple clusters there, but right now it looks like you've got it filtered to just POTA. So, yeah.
Adam is asking, is this the Facebook of Ham Radio?
Well, it may grow into that if y'all get on there and turn it into that.
So go join.
But we all know there would be no Facebook without users. So
this is true, and as my kids say, that Facebook is for old people. So
you're kidding.
Yeah. Oh no, my kids are. My oldest is 29. Well, my oldest is 29. He's on Facebook. My 21-year-old isn't. My 26-year-old is.
I say that like I'm not that. Like I'm older than that, but I'm really not any older than most of them. What do people use these days?
They're on Discord.
TikTok or Discord.
They're on Discord.
We do have a Discord group. We have a Discord group. Let me grab you the link. We have a World Radio.
Yeah, share
Discord
that.
Group. Yeah. World Radio League. Here it is.
Don't put it.
Say it again.
I'm gonna have to drop this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop right away too. I've got a meeting tonight with one of our developers.
Yeah, we need to wrap up. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Can't wrap up yet.
Well, that's the reason I want to wrap up, so we can get this stupid nonsense over with.
All right, let's go.
There's Andy's Discord, y'all. Go join it. Get you some biscuits and gravy.
Is that the same one I'm on, Andy?
This is the World Radio League Discord there.
Oh, sorry. Well, that's a good point, yeah. I don't even think I'm a member of that. I need to add myself.
Yeah.
I am now too myself. I wasn't either.
Wow.
All right. Y'all ready for this stupid crap?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's ready for this, but it is.
Hold on. Let me get my screen back. Okay, there we go. I paid good money for this.
Yes, you did. I do remind everybody we did not hit the super chat goal for this week, so try again next week. I've proven that I will do quite a bit if you do the right things in super chats. So didn't do it this week. We were 3 super chats short. So but appreciate the guys that did give to the cause there. Now for the main attraction, if it wasn't Ham Radio 2.0, it's stupid. This is going to be all over everything tomorrow.
I need. Oh, you don't. You know it's gonna be Josh.
Oh yeah, yep. But you know what it's going to do? It's going to bring subscribers because they're going to be like, "This guy's crazy."
Oh, because you can guarantee I'm gonna take some screenshots of it.
You know, we would have hit that super chat goal had Jason not had to work tonight.
Oh
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
All right, here we go. I'm going to be out of my cans. Well, maybe my cans will reach. We'll see. I've had it on for a few minutes. I can't believe this stupid thing.
Oh my God, I know you're old. You said cans.
No, I'm a broadcaster professionally, so that's just what we call them in the world.
Well, I did it too, long time ago in a planet far, far away in a little town called Warren, Pennsylvania.
Ah, nice. All right, here we go.
Dun, 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 dun.
There you go. I feel like a stupid fool. But thank you. Thank you, Michael.
You know what, Josh? That just proves you're a man of honor.
I am.
Keep your
Yes,
word.
he is.
There's still time for
tutu.
there's still time for super chats, so y'all do that thing. But no, in all seriousness, it's been a fun stream tonight. But yeah, this thing needs to disappear very, very quickly.
No, you can just hang it on the wall in the back. Just put a thumbtack in it.
I've got an audio clip that I would love to. I don't have it with me, but if I did, I would ask to play it here, possibly. Of something from my childhood, where it was like an audio story where the character goes, "Let's not wait, let's burn it now." That's what you need to do.
So just as the tutu happens, Julie makes it.
Hey, Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Thanks for coming
Say hi
in.
to Vaughn.
Yes.
Come on.
Hi, Vaughn. All right. Final thoughts. Let's go around the horn, Marvin.
Yes, Adam, that was a tutu.
Hey, just follow me over at hamradioguide.com, or I should say patreon.com / the ham radio guy. Always putting out new stuff. I put out a couple of news articles this week, one being the Ham Shack hotline. We didn't get to touch on that, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
But that's going away August 29th.
Rest in peace.
So, yeah, absolutely. Ham's over IP is getting swamped now, so just be aware of that as well if you're trying to put a request in. But I got a lot of new videos coming out, a lot of new stuff. I do a podcast every 2 weeks, so feel free to go over and join. Appreciate your subscribing as well. I've got lots of Amazon affiliate accounts you can find on most of my YouTube channels. And certainly go out and reach out to Ham Radio Prep or World Radio League. And you can find all my links over there for all the other stuff I can give you as well. I'm trying to add a few new things to the channel this year. A little bit more doing some barbecue stuff. And so everybody loves a good barbecue. So trying to add a few more videos around that if I can along the way. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And thanks for Josh for hosting a great evening again here as well. It's been a lot of fun.
Appreciate you being in here, Marvin. Hillbilly Ham Dave.
Yeah, well, now that I've got the computer, I got still a few things on that. But hopefully this Saturday or Sunday, if it don't rain, I'm going to actually go out and do a video on 2 different antennas. See if I can get the infed biscuit up in a tree. I'm waiting for the POTA 33 to come in so I can use that with that because I've got the 18-gauge wire. I told Andy I'd do a review video, and I need to get out and do that. So hopefully I can get that done. Work's been busy, so I haven't been doing as much on my channel except for streaming some nets, but we're working on it, guys. And KE6GA, the Hillbilly Ham.
Sweet. Y'all go subscribe to him. Check it out. Real quick, Nolan's in the house. Hey, Nolan.
Hey, Nolan.
Good to see you. Good to see you in here tonight. Right as we're about to wrap up.
Some people were asking in the chat what Red Control does after you download it. Red Control is a connector app that connects your radio to your web app. The and it's bidirectional, so it will read and write frequency between your radio and your web app. So you can enter a frequency on your web app or double click, on a spot, and it will populate all those spot details into your into your logging interface and write that frequency to your radio, so you can work them and then click the log button. Or you can dial around on your radio and it will update the frequency in your log button. So, and that's going to get a lot more functionality after we release the desktop app. It will be integrated with the desktop app directly, and it's going to just expand from there. So.
You read my mind. That was literally where I was going with that. While we're on you, what's up with you?
Do Michael first.
All right.
It sounds like he's got to adjust his monitor again.
Probably.
I'm going to meet up with Mr. Marvin hopefully on Saturday. I don't know. You said you're going to go to Rhode Island, which is like 5 minutes from me. But Marvin and I have some stuff to do, so the weekend probably will be going up to Rehoboth State Forest and doing a little POTA this weekend. Doing a little rehab on my swimming pool, new filter, all that fun stuff. What is that? It's a QR code.
It's a QR code. Just keep talking. I was going to leave it here while you were finishing up so people could scan it.
You're too digitized to scan it.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty grainy.
It's pretty snaggy there.
I can post it. Yeah, I can drop the link.
But yeah, not a whole lot. I've only made 2 activations in Pennsylvania. I want to start heading out for the weekends. Starting to get back live. I might even just throw in a live stream or something just for grins and giggles while I'm out at the forest this weekend. So
sweet. Now it's your turn, Andy.
All right. So don't forget N0 APX antennas for all your in-fed biscuit needs. And we have the new call sign keychain we're launching tonight, as I said earlier. So watch the store for that. That'll be dropping soon. That's my bio site. You can find my website there, my YouTube channel, my World Radio League profile, and my Gear affiliate links there on there. And my Discord, my Twitter, my Instagram. Yeah, a bunch of stuff.
There's only ham.
Off of that. You can even email me some of that. And so that is, I think that's most of what I had for you. I just appreciate all the support everybody's been giving me for the N0 APX antennas. It's been doing really, really good, and I appreciate everybody for that. And don't forget, if you are a new ham, if you've been licensed for less than 30 days, I am a member of the newly licensed hams initiative put on by our good friend Forrest, KI7QCF. And I will offer 25% discount to anybody who can show me that they've been a ham for 30 days or less, which I can, if you give me your call sign, I can look it up and verify that myself. So
what about 33 years?
33 years. I'm sorry, but you're ineligible for that. But hey, you are getting a free
I was going to say
what?
Free one.
Remember, you won the draw a few minutes ago.
Yeah, but I got to put it together.
Hey, while I got you here, what color you want? Red, white, blue, red, white, and blue, or black?
I want green.
Well, you'll have to wait.
Overland.
It's like 34, so you can have any color you want as long as it's black.
And Andy, to Michael's point, I bet a hunter green, a dark hunter green. In fact, that would sell like hotcakes.
I have an ASA filament I would love to try. I'm going to be experimenting with soon. That's gray green, but I want to get an OD green filament and try that out. See what that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I even had somebody request like Heil purple. You know, like the Heil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. God, not that color.
You know, anytime I hear somebody,
maybe. But really, but Michael, yeah. Which color do you want, Michael?
Blue would be fine, sir.
Blue. Okay, sounds good.
You know, anytime I hear somebody say OD green, the first thing I think of is Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump. I don't know why. All right, for me, not much going on. Well, there's a lot going on. Video to the general audience, videos may slow down a little bit next week. We have VBS at church, so I'll be running the stuff for that in the evenings. And we've also got some events going on at work.
Please burn that thing before you start teaching VBS.
No, my wife's going to take it. She's got some silly little things they do at her work. But
VBS on the air.
right. But anyway, we've got a couple of house things we're going to do. We're actually maybe shifting directions on the house. We haven't decided yet, but we may build instead of buy. So we're going to go explore that on Saturday. Possibly a trip to the South Carolina coast next weekend. We'll see, but we'll see you guys here before that. We'll update that. I do want to remind everybody of a couple of things. We are a World Radio League affiliate. You saw a lot of cool things with World Radio League tonight. We can give you a 10% discount on World Radio League. You just go to worldradioleague.com, get you signed up. When you do, you'll see a promo code at checkout. You'll want to type in HamShackTV 10 right there, and that'll give you 10% off, and we certainly appreciate that. I think you're going to love it. You can see all these guys in here tonight have absolutely loved World Radio League. Also, Ham Radio Prep, if you're watching and you're not a ham, maybe you're trying to learn more about ham radio, Ham Radio Prep is a great place to go get your licensing resources, learn what you need to do. They're so confident that you're going to pass your test on your first attempt. They offer a money-back guarantee. You'll need to see the website for details, but go to hamradioprep.com and use coupon code HamShackTV for another 10% off their already great prices. Also, don't forget, Amazon Prime Days is going on. My Amazon affiliate link is down in the description. Check that out. Channel membership, super thanks, super chats, all that are available. We appreciate all the support. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up, fellers?
Have a great week and stay safe and summer 3, guys.
And stay dry.
All right, 7-3, guys. We'll see you on the next Exemplar. That's the adventure. That's the wrong music. What's wrong with me?
Love, peace, partial hair grease.
Good night, everybody. Don't worry, it's coming. I know y'all are waiting. I'm not seeing the number drop yet. You're waiting for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Bam.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
All right. You got to time these things right. Jason, that's for you. By the way, guys, special thanks, Ham Radio 2.0. If you're not already subscribed to Ham Radio 2.0, go check out Ham Radio 2.0. My favorite YouTube channel. If I'm just being completely honest with you, I love Ham Radio 2.0. Great supporter of HamShackTV. Go check him out if you haven't already. 73s, guys. We'll see you in the next one.